for today, what we need to do is to really focus on the grades 4, 5, 6 topics. This is no longer a grade 1 topic. So Singapore Math introduces ratio percent as early as grade 4. They really go deep into it in grades 5 and 6. So the topic today, which we will end this workshop with, would be it will be a middle school topic na. Okay, so teachers, alam ko marami sa inyo are ready to go. So I will now turn everything over to my son. So Scott, it's now you. Take it away.
Magandang umaga po ulit. On this Saturday. Hi. Let me share, no? Yung slides. Okay. So day 3 na po tayo with teaching math the Singapore way. Sabi nga ni Ma'am, malayo na po ang nilakbay natin from day 1 3 weeks ago, no? So ano po yung nagawa natin? Yung 4 operations, intro to word problems, at umabot po tayo sa fractions. And now to complete the topic, we will continue into mga percent tsaka ratios. I see in the chats na may mga nag-introduce na ng Singapore Math between yung mga area model, sabi ni Ma'am Arceli, using the area model approach on how to multiply decimals. Nag-uunahan na po silang mag-raise ng hand at pag-recite sa Google Meet po namin. That's nice. That's very good. Actually, tama, no? What we did with yung area model for multiplication, pwede rin siya sa decimals. So I'm glad na extend po ninyo to the topic you're doing now. So let's go forward and start with ratios. Okay, so ratios question 1. Mag-demo po muna ako before we go into recitations. Question 1, the ratio of pencils to pens on sale in a bookstore is 5:2. And the ratio of pens to crayons is 4:7. If there are 60 more pencils than crayons, how many pens are there? So isa-isahin natin. So first, ano po yung i-drawing natin ng mga boxes? Meron po tayong pencils, pens, at saka crayons. So let's draw that. Pencils, pens, crayons. Okay. Yung unang ratio natin ay 5:2. So ano bang ibig sabihin ng the ratio of pencils to pens is 5:2? The simplest way to represent this is mag-drawing po tayo ng box para kay pencils and divide it into 5. And then mag-drawing din po tayo ng box for pens and have it represent 2. So ang ibig sabihin ng 5:2 is kung yung isang box ni pencils at yung isang box ni pens represent the same value or magkasing laki lang sila, and then yung pencils, 5 yung box niya at yung pens, 2 yung box niya. The ratio of pens naman to crayons is 4:7. So yung pens natin nandito, yung crayons natin nandito. And we want to show na yung pens to crayons, yung pens dapat 4 siya, no? Tapos yung crayons, 7 siya. Pero yung box natin ng pens, 2. So gagawin po natin ulit yung ginawa natin last time. Hatiin natin yung mga box para yung 2 magiging 4. At ngayon na mas maliit na yung mga boxes natin, hahatiin po din natin yung sa pencils. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 boxes sa pencils at saka 1, 2, 3, 4 sa pens. At sa huli, yung crayons, magdodrawing po tayo ng 7 boxes. So siguro hanggang ganito. Yan. 7 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So tama pa rin, no? We see that yung ratio of pens to crayons is 4:7. Tama na siya. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At yung ratio of pens to pencils na dati ay 5:2, ngayon is 10:4. Pareho lang naman po yun, no? Equivalent sila. Kung 10:4, pag simplify po natin, divide by 2, abutin din natin 5:2. What's another way of saying this? No? Another way of saying yung ratios is to say na yung number of pens is 2/5 the number of pencils, which is the same as saying number of pens is 4/10 the number of pencils. No? Kasi 4 lang siya dito, 10 siya dito, 4/10. So pareho lang po yung ratio at saka fractions, iba lang yung pagsulat niya. The last piece of information na binigay sa atin, there are 60 more pencils than crayons. At alam na po natin kung saan natin ilalagay. There are 60 more pencils than crayons. That is sa pagitan ng dalawang box. 60 represents yung butaw ni pencils. So tapos na yung pag-represent natin ng lahat ng binigay na information. And so now what we see, no, is yung 60 na to represents 3 boxes kasi 10 si pencils, 7 lang si crayons. And so yung 60 is 3 boxes. So 1 box is divide by 3, 20. At yung tanong natin, how many pens are there? 4 boxes siya. So 4 boxes times 4 becomes 80 pens. So ganyan lang po yung ratio, no? Same with yung fractions, may ginawa po tayong paghati ng mga box para yung 5:2, yung pens dito sa 5:2, 2 siya, no? Pero sa ratio ng 4:7 of pens to crayons, 4 yung pens. And so yung 5:2 ginawa po nating 10:4 kasi equivalent naman po sila. Para yung pens pwede rin gamitin bilang 4:7. Okay?
But Scott, I'd like to again emphasize to everybody watching, common mistake in Singapore math, lalo na kung nagmamadali. Nakikita ko to when some teachers are, as I told you, noon before the pandemic, pinanonood ko yung mga pagturo ng Singapore math in different schools in Metro Manila. And one common mistake sometimes, even teachers who have been teaching it, women teachers who know it, is they forget to divide the box. For instance, i-divide nila yung box ng pens. Kailangan. Kasi yung pen, una-una, 2 box. Pero kailangan natin 4. So, dinivide na yung box ng pens, which is correct. Tapos nakalimutan nilang i-divide yung box ng pencil. Kung ganyan, mali na. You can't, it's no longer, the boxes are no longer the same size and the same weight. So, you have to, kasi nagmamadali sila, nagpa-4:7 sila kaagad. So one common mistake is nakalimutan nilang i-divide yung pencils. So weird na yung sagot. It doesn't make any sense. Okay? So that's one. So I think you know it from Singapore math ever since before. Kahit na hindi tayo sa ratio, kung mag-divide tayo sa isang entity, okay, dun sa isa, kailangan i-divide natin lahat. In mathematics, it's like basically putting everything into the same denominator. That's what's happening here. Okay? Ayaw nating guluhin ng mga bata so we don't talk about denominators. But that's really what's happening for the teachers. So if you're just dividing one and not dividing the others, you're actually adding, subtracting, whatever. The things with different denominators, that's why it doesn't make sense. So that's one thing. You have to train yourself. It has to be automatic. But if you divide kunwari pens, before you go to the crayons, you have to divide the pencils before you forget. That's one. The other one I want to emphasize is for the teachers who are teaching, I think grade 5 na yata to, sa ano natin, K-12. When you're teaching equivalent fractions, okay? Dito yung equivalent fractions would be you have 5:2 or 5 halves would actually be equivalent to 10/4. Okay, so the way to do that would be also to show them, and why is 5 halves the same as 10/4 is you're just dividing the whole thing by 2. And you can also say that it is the same as, if you want to go to even bigger fractions, like the whole thing is the same as 15/6, then all you have to do is to divide it into 3, diba, each. So you can even go that way para makita ng mga bata bakit equivalent yung fractions. Kung natakot kayo sa sinabi ni Scott, yung number of pens is 2/5 the number of pencils, tama yon. The other way of saying it is also the number of pencils is 5 halves the number of pens. Diba, Scott? It's just a bit, so teachers, I'm belaboring this because fractions is our Waterloo and there are many ways of doing it. So again, the ratio of pens to pencils is 5:2. It means that the number of pens is 2/5 the number of pencils. It also means that the number of pencils is 5 halves the number of pens. Basically, it means that for every 5 pencils, there are 2 pens. Anong ibig sabihin ng ratio? Kaya yan yung draw ni Scott sa una. For every 5 pencils, there are 2 pens. That's what you mean by ratio. Number of pencils is 5 halves the number of pens, or number of pens is 2/5 the number of pencils. So all of these mean the same thing. And this is something even when I teach college, I'm very disappointed na hindi nila maintindihan. Okay, so these are different ways of saying the same thing. I would suggest start doing the different ways of this in grade 5 and grade 6. So yung kailangan kasi makita ng bata is that fractions, ratio, percent, decimals are actually different ways of saying the same thing. Yung minsan na nahihirapan kami is kahit nasa kolehiyo, parang akala ng mga bata fractions lang. Tapos kung ibigay namin ratio, natataranta na sila. Hindi nila alam na pareho lang yan. So it has to be something that's drilled into them early. So mga grades 5, 6, the moment, lahat tayo when we teach, uunahin natin yung fractions. That's the most basic. So fractions muna. But afterwards, you will see ratio. So when you go to ratio, please go back to fractions and tell the children that they are the same thing. So parang ang pwede natin gawin, which Scott and I did not do it, would be, ang ginagawa ko sa kolehiyo, sa talagang mga slow learners, kunwari yung itong question na to. I would do the same question, the ratio of pens is 5:2, pero I would also make the students do the question in a different way. So, sa klase ko talagang how many ways can you do the question? So, kunwari, ibibigay ko itong question na to. Tapos yung isang estudyante, sasabihin niya, the other way to do it would be the number of pencils is 5 halves the number of pens. Kaganon sila. So they would write out the questions in different ways. Another person will do it in terms of percent. Pwede yan, mas mahirap, pero pwede. We can convert 5/2 into percent. Okay, so and then there'll be many ways of doing the same problem. Tapos it will be written pre-pandemic on the board. So iba-iba, yan. So ito yung original question, pero pareho rin to, pareho to. That is something I don't think Filipino teachers do. Okay, so all my students say they have never done it. And my students come from schools all over the country. And remember ko na sa Ateneo, they're the top students na. So the top students are saying that it's never done. So parang when I do it in college, that's the first time that they see that, oh my God, ma'am, pareho pala. Sabi ko, ano ba akala ninyo? Parang sa kolehiyo lang nila nalalaman na pareho. So it should not be that way. Okay, so as early as grade school, they have to know fractions, decimals, ratio, percent are actually interchangeable. Okay, so that's why medyo yung napasabi namin ni Scott dito. Ayoko pa mag-introduce ng percent kasi wala pa tayo sa percent. Pero mamaya, when Scott starts doing the percent, we will try to reframe the question in different ways. How do you do it in fractions, for instance, if we're given percent? How do you do it in ratio if you're given percent? Yun. Para makita natin lahat. So teachers, this is something na hindi pwede nating bilisan. As I told you, I'm doing college students na. College students, the top students from the schools na hindi pa nila kaya. So I would devote 1.5 hours just to giving different ways of saying the same thing. So 1.5 hours sa kolehiyo ko, you might have to do it in 2 to 3 weeks. Have exercises na pakita natin sa mga bata, pareho lang pala siya. Para hindi matatakot yung bata. Okay, so it's just the same. Yun. So Scott, back to you.
Okay. So question 2. Siguro pwede na po tayong magtawag ng volunteer to walk us through.
Any teacher who's willing to start the day, i-guide naman po kayo ni Scott at ni Doc Tina, kaya wag po kayo matakot. Sino po dito ang magbubuena mano na teacher?
Teachers, I know some of you are solving now. We don't need you to solve yet. We need you to do the boxes first. Tell us what to write and how many boxes there are. Yan yung una. We're not very ayan.
Yan po, from San Manuel, Pangasinan. Pa-unmute na lang po, Sir Darius.
Hi, Darius.
Sir, pa-unmute po. Ayan.
Yes po, ma'am. Good morning po.
Morning.
Morning po.
Hi, Darius. Sige po, let's go through the question together. Basahin ko po muna for everyone and then we can start on the question. So question 2, the ratio of apples to oranges is 2:3. The ratio of oranges to pears is 9:5. If there are 33 apples and pears altogether, how many oranges are there? So Sir Darius, ano po muna yung mga boxes na gusto nating i-drawing?
Okay, so of course we will start with the 3 fruits such as apples, oranges, and pears.
Okay, apples, oranges, pears. Okay.
Okay, so we will start with the first sentence. The ratio of apples to orange is 2:3. So we will draw 2 boxes for apples and 3 boxes for oranges.
Okay.
Okay. Then after that, we will go to the ratio of oranges to pears. So according to that is 9:5. 9 oranges. So since we have 3 boxes, we have to divide it into 9. So each boxes will be having 3 partitions na po.
So,
Yun.
3, 3, 3. At ano yung kailangan nating ihati din?
And at the same time, hatiin din po natin yung apples.
Okay.
Into 3. So magiging 6 boxes na siya.
Okay. So, sulatan lang natin. 6 boxes, 9 box. Okay.
Then we have 5. Kasi 9:5 po siya, sir. So magiging 5 boxes po yung peers.
Okay.
Okay.
Tapos 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Then altogether po, lahat ng mga fruits na ay, tama ba?
Apples at pears.
Apples and pears ay 33.
Okay.
So gagawa po tayo ng bracket dun sa...
Okay.
So
So apples at
33
pears.
sila.
33. Okay. Sorry, naka-mute po kayo.
Okay, so...
Ayun, okay.
Ay, nakamute po.
Okay na.
Okay po. So yung apple and pears ay 33. Represented by how many boxes? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then 11?
11,
33 is to 11 boxes.
Okay.
So each box will be represented by 3. Okay. So the question is, how many oranges are there? So we counted how many boxes for oranges. There are 9, I suppose. So 9 times 3. Okay.
Is
9 times 3 will be 27.
ayun, 27.
27, sir.
Oranges. Yun, salamat po, Darius.
Good. Very good, Sir Darius. Very
Yes.
good.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So, ganun, no? Medyo yung mga techniques natin, pareho din sa previous question at pareho din sa mga kinuha natin sa fractions. Na yung 3 ni oranges dito, dapat kailangan maging 9 para kasya sa ikalawang ratio. Ginawa ni Sir Darius is hinati niya yung oranges, yung isang box sa 3, no? So yung 2:3 naging naging 6:9, no? Na equivalent lang naman sila. At yung oranges na 9, ayun, patas na siya sa 9 dito sa ikalawang ratio. Yes, good.
Very good. As we're seeing from the chat, there are also very many excited teachers doing it. But again, teachers, we want the process more than the solution. But having said that, natutuwa ako na nakuha ninyo. Okay, so teachers, good. Scott, I think it's safe to go to the next question.
Great. Okay. Question
Ayan.
3. Question 3. At one school, the ratio of those who could play basketball to those who could not was 2:5. 25 of the students who could not play basketball, nag-attend sila ng basketball clinic. At tuloy naging learn to play very well, learn to play basketball. After the clinic, the ratio of those who could play basketball to those who could not became 9:5. How many students are there at the school?
Okay, any teacher who would like to try this number? Okay, raise lang po kayo ng hand. Wag muna po tayo mag-solve, mag-try muna po tayo. Anyone from Agoo or Baknotan, Vigan, yun po yung nakikita ko nandito, naka-rename ang kanilang pangalan. Balanga City, San Gabriel. Anybody?
Ning, you're right. I think they're solving. Guys, this is slightly not as straightforward. So don't solve muna. Let's just have one brave person do this and walk us through. Or Ning, maybe you can call on someone.
Yeah, sige po. I'll look for someone. From Balanga, Alain Morales. Balanga City. Sir Alain, kindly unmute po. Try natin. Don't be afraid. Scott will guide you all the way. Sir Alain? Anyone po? Testing lang naman po. Huwag kayong mag-alala kung magkakamali. It's okay. Lahat naman po nagkakamali. Naku, parang ano
Teachers, come on.
Come on, teachers, para makarami tayo.
Oo.
Kahit sino po. Opo, kahit sino just open or may problem daw po si Sir Alain sa microphone niya. Okay, any teacher would like to who has good signal and can try? Anyone from Agoo? Si Raymart Emerson. Sir Raymart, please unmute. Scott, parang natatakot sila dito sa...
Mahirap.
Mahirap eh.
Actually, hindi. It's just a bit, there's a lot of info, but it's not that difficult. Okay, teachers, this is for grade 5. So kaya natin yan, diba? This is for grade 5, teachers. Kasi nakaka-overwhelm if you parang kasi mahaba siya, tapos marami siyang sentences. Pero simple pa rin siya in the end. So teachers, parang, teachers, diba? We also don't mind if our students make mistakes. But why is it we're very scared if we ourselves make mistakes, diba? So teachers, that's one way of, baka I was going to say, maybe, Ning, you can give a special prize for the teacher who attempts this kahit na mali yung sagot.
With the approval of Ma'am Nene.
Sure.
Magpapaprize na po tayo para sumagot sila. Ma'am, game?
Of course, we will send through GCash.
Yan. Ayan.
Wow, my gosh.
GCash
Wow,
na.
Ma'am Ning. Wow.
Naku,
My
parang si
gosh.
Cap Ed. Doc Queen na parang si Cap Ed yung nag-raise ng hand. Joke lang, Cap.
Hi, Cap Ed. Would you want to try? I mean, we'd be so happy.
Yeah, Cap Ed, you wanna try? Gusto mo i-try?
Oo, Cap Ed, we can lead you through this.
Oh, kung si Cap Ed, kakayanin niya to, teachers, ha?
Oo.
Cap
Wow,
Ed,
para maano yung teachers. Cap Ed, we can try this. We can lead you to this one. Kaisa.
Ayan pa, agree si Marilu Aminag ng Vegan
Ayun.
City.
Wow.
Marilu,
Wow.
unmute na po.
Galing, vegan.
Hello ma'am, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Try lang po ma'am.
Oo, syempre.
Po kung tama yung nakuha ko.
So ano no? Ano po yung i-drawing natin sa una? Ano yung box?
Drawing ko muna ng ng dalawang box
Mhm.
for those who could play basketball.
Okay. So, basketball
And
tayo.
then 5 boxes for those who could not play basketball.
Okay. So who could not play basketball?
Yes po.
Sige, 5 boxes sa kanila.
And then, sabi niya doon, after the clinic, 25 of the students who could not play. So, ibig sabihin, yung 5 boxes na yan, 5 each.
Yun. Ma'am, yung ano po muna? Yung
Players po each box. Yung who could not play. Attended na sila doon sa nag-play ng basketball.
ma'am, yung 25, hindi po siya yung ano no, yung kabuuan ng mga hindi marunong. So, ibig sabihin, 25 sa kanila nag-clinic, yung iba hindi rin sila nag-clinic.
Ma'am
So, dalawa
Marilu,
po.
Ma'am Marilu, tama kayo, pero I think just may kulang pa na box.
Yes po,
Kasi
doon
2 is
sa
to
who
5,
could
yun.
play basketball,
Mhm.
ay 2 box po.
Okay.
Yan.
Ayan po. Sorry po.
Okay na po tayo dito, no?
Mabilis kayo kasi Ma'am Marilu, mabilis
Yes
yung
po.
sagot.
So,
Kaya
sabi
you
niya
have to
doon,
follow.
25 of the students who could not play basketball, sila na po yung nag-attend ng basketball clinic. So napunta na po sila doon sa who could play basketball. Tama po?
Okay. So alam po natin na galing dito, may 25 na pumunta doon sa taas.
Opo.
Oo.
So ibig sabihin po, 1 box is equal to 5.
Kung 1 box equals to 5, ibig po sabihin, lahat ng students na hindi marunong, natuto na po sila. Pero dito
Yes
naman
po.
po, yung
And
25, hindi po sila yung kabuuan ng mga hindi marunong.
25
Kasi
students.
pagkatapos ma'am, sabi po dito, after the clinic, those who could play basketball to those who could not became 9:5. Ibig sabihin, meron pa pong natira na hindi marunong.
Ay, oo pala.
So ano no? Ma'am,
Ma'am
tanungin ko po
Marilu,
kayo.
maganda yung maganda yung naisip ninyo
Mm,
kasi yan din yung iniisip ng mga estudyante ko.
mm,
Okay, so Ma'am Marilu,
Yes
that is
po.
what I call a very good error.
mm.
It's a very, very good error. Maganda siyang mistake, Ma'am Marilu. Kasi yan lagi yung iniisip natin. Kaya natutuwa ako na nag-recite kayo. So yung sinasabi ni Scott, 25 of the students who could
Who
not
could
play
not play
basketball.
basketball.
So ibig sabihin, yung sinabi ninyo kanina, tama, di ba? May 5 boxes yung hindi marunong mag-play ng
Yes
basketball.
po. Yes po.
Yung yung 5 boxes, hindi natin alam kung ilan silang lahat. Di ba? Kasi nga, hindi natin alam kung ilan yung kabuuan ng 5 boxes. Ang alam lang natin, 25 doon sa 5 boxes,
Yes po.
yung sinabi nga ninyo, aakyat na sila doon sa kick and play. So, yung 25, hindi siya kabuuan 5 boxes. Kasi yung 5 boxes, yan yung lahat. So, ang nakasulat dito is 25 doon sa lahat na hindi marunong. So, hindi natin sinasabi na lahat ng hindi marunong, 25 sila. Ibig sabihin yung hindi marunong, mas marami pa yan sa 25. So, 25 out of the students who cannot play basketball. So, marami yung mga hindi marunong. 25 sa kanila yung nag-attend. Kaya marunong na. Yan yung So, Ma'am Marilu, maganda yung sinabi ninyo. It's a very, very good insight and also a good error. So, natutuwa lang ako, Ma'am Marilu. So,
Yes
Scott,
po.
go on.
Tanungin ko po kayo, no?
Yan po yung naisip ko, sir eh.
Ayun, okay lang.
Ang boxes na yon napunta na po doon sa team ng mga magaling ng maglaro, play.
So, actually, tama po yung...
Sa isip ko, yung 25 na po yun na yung napunta doon, naging kulang pa pala.
So, ma'am, yung sinabi ninyo, no, na pagkatapos ng clinic, sabi po ninyo, may mga students na umakyat galing dito papunta dito, no? So, pagkatapos po ng clinic, yung mga marunong sa basketball, dumarami po ba sila o kumonte?
Yung marunong, dumami po.
Dumami, no? So, dito dumami.
Po.
At yung mga hindi marunong, dumami ba o kumonte?
Kumonte.
Kumonte, no? Pero tanungin ko po kayo, yung lahat ng students na naka-enroll sa school, dumami ba siya, kumonte, o wala po nangyari? May umalis ba sa school? May pumasok ba? O pareho lang?
Yan yung total, Ma'am Marilu. Yung mga ibang estudyante, gumaling, umakyat. Yung parang yung marunong na mag-play ng basketball, mas dumami sila. Yung hindi marunong mag-play ng basketball, kumonti sila. Pero yung total ng estudyante, dumami ba, kumonte, o pareho lang?
Pare,
Pareho lang, no?
Yes,
pareho
very
lang
good.
po. Opo,
Very good.
pareho
Very
lang.
good.
Okay.
Very good.
So actually, yan yung susunod nating clue, no? Kung tingnan po natin, yung ratio of those pagkatapos ng clinic ay 9:5, no? So, dito sa ano, no? Sa unang ratio, yung 2:5, no? Yung 5 ba dito sa taas ay pareho sa 5 dito sa baba?
Yes po.
Pero ano, no? May umalis. May umalis mula dito papunta dito.
Sir, pag naiwan po yung 5, lilipat po doon sa taas yung magiging 7 po kasi dapat 7 po yung may dadagdag doon sa taas para maging 9, para maging 9 po.
Okay. Yon. So actually, yan yung
So,
pag-iisipan po
ibig
natin
sabihin,
ngayon.
may 5 naiwan po sa baba.
Yes. So ibig
Opo.
sabihin,
Po,
Very good.
dapat siya 14.
dapat, yes. So dapat, ano, no? Yung,
Ay, 12 po. Dapat 12 po.
saan po nanggaling yung 14?
Yung 7, sir, umakyat. Napunta sa taas.
Mhm.
Para maging 9 po yung ratio. Tapos yung sa baba, may naiwan pa rin na 5. So dapat
Yes.
yung nasa baba, 12 boxes po.
So yung ano, no? Tama po kayo na 5 yung natira, no? Kasi dito
Yes,
sa
sir.
9:5, yung 5 is yung natira pagkatapos ng clinic, no?
Yes, sir.
Pero ibig sabihin, yung 5 dito sa taas, mas malaki kaysa sa 5 dito sa baba kasi may umalis dito sa ikalawang box kasi gumaling na po sila. So tanungin ko po kayo, ma'am, no? Dito sa first ratio, yung 2:5, ilan pong box yung pangkalahatan ng students? Dito po sa drawing natin. Yung lahat ng
The
students.
total number of students.
Hmm.
How many boxes?
7 po.
7, no?
Very good.
So 7 boxes before the clinic. Dito naman po sa second ratio, no? Yung 9:5, ilang box yung total number of students?
9 po.
9 lang po ba?
Yung total, Ma'am Mary,
Total, no?
7 plus 5, 12 po.
Ito po, dito, no? Yung 2:5, dinagdag po natin 2 plus 5 para maging 7. So sa 9:5, ilan po yung total?
Sir, pasensya po, nag-aagawan na kami ng signal lang. Kung may webinar din kasi po siya.
Okay lang. Rinig naman po kayo.
Lang po
Klaro.
yung pasensya po.
Malapit na yung 12. Malapit na yung 12, Ma'am Marilu. Pero ilang boxes lahat? Kung meron kang 9, saka meron kang 5, ilang
Sir,
boxes?
nilipat ko lang, sir, kasi nagawan kami ng asawa ko. Yes, sir.
Okay lang. Sige po. Ayun. Hello?
Cut, nawawala yung signal niya.
Nawawala pa.
Ma'am Marilu, medyo hindi maganda yung signal po dyan sa bago nyong spot.
Ito na.
Ayan. Sige
Ayun.
po. Okay,
Okay na.
testing po.
Yes.
Ma'am
Hello,
Marilu.
sir.
Ayan, better na po.
Ayun. Sige po. Tuloy po tayo. So ano, no? Sabi po natin, before the clinic, yung total number of students is 7 boxes kasi 2 plus 5 dito, magiging 7, no? Tapos, pagkatapos po ng clinic, ma'am, ilan pong box silang lahat? Kung titingnan po natin yung 9:5.
Ganun din, Ma'am Marilu, kung meron kayong 9, saka meron kayong 5, ilan na yung boxes lahat?
Ma'am Marilu?
Nawala na po siya.
Nawala.
Ay, nawala na. Napalayo masyado. Scott, gusto mo mag-try ng iba? Kasi may mga...
Parang bumalik na po siya. Vegan
Diyan na
City,
po?
Marilu.
Sige. Yan, Ma'am Marilu. Hello po ulit. Ma'am Marilu? Ma'am Marilu? Unmute po ulit. Na signal niya. Ma'am Marilu?
Hello, sir.
Ayan na.
Ikaw muna kasi nandito po ako.
Ayun
Hello,
po.
sir.
Rinig na po kayo.
Hello,
Sorry,
sir.
pagbalik.
Nandito po ako.
Ayun. Hi,
Yan.
ma'am.
Hello, sir.
Ayun, rinig na po kayo.
Okay na po,
Tama.
may delay
Nandito
lang.
po ako.
Opo. May delay lang po. Nadidelay yung pagsagot nyo kasi hindi namin agad naririnig. Ma'am, hello ka na ulit. May delay eh.
Baka...
Hello, sir. Hello ako.
Yan. Ma'am Marilu, pakisabi na lang ilang boxes lahat. Kung may 9, saka may 5. Kung ilang box.
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Oh,
Pakisabi na. Anong ilang box, Ma'am Marilu?
Nandito
Malapit.
po ako.
Yes. Yes, pakisabi na yung ilang box, Ma'am Marilu.
Ma'am, hello po. Ay, hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Nakakainis yung net. Ano ba yan? Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Sir, po. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Bakit ganun?
Ma'am Marilu, narinig ka namin. Pakisabi na lang.
Nandito
Siya yata po ang hindi
ako.
nakakarinig.
Oo.
Opo.
Hindi nakakarinig.
Opo. Would you like to call on someone to continue, ma'am?
I might say yes, pero kasi what Scott and I do is, Ma'am Marilu is the one who was brave enough to raise her hand. So parang we want to see her
Yeah.
through the whole thing. Yeah.
Opo.
Parang patient kami ni Scott. Ganyan ako sa
Sir,
eskwelahan eh.
hello.
Yes.
Hi, ma'am.
Yes. Hi.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Okay
Sir,
na?
nandito na po ako.
Ma'am, narinig
Hello,
niyo
sir.
ba kami?
Hello, sir.
Mayor Carlo.
Si Mayor Carla nandito?
Hindi.
Sino ba yun?
Ma'am Marilu.
Ma'am Marilu, okay na po? Narinig?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Narinig
sige
ko na
na.
po kayo.
Ayan.
Yes
Game
po.
na po.
Yes po.
Ayun.
Sorry po.
Ayun, okay lang.
Ano po yung net?
Okay lang.
Alam mo yung term mo sa bigyan ka namin ng
Ano ako, sir?
Hi, ma'am. Sige po. Tuloy po tayo.
Hindi, sir. Hindi talaga yung net ko.
Okay lang,
Connecting
ma'am.
ko kanina. O,
Okay
sige,
lang.
sir.
Ayun,
So, yung
tuloy po
isa-
tayo.
Box kanina po, originally,
Mhm.
tuloy po, sir, na. Dalawa po, sir.
Mhm.
Tapos, dun sa baba, may 5 box. To make
Mhm.
it is to 5.
Mhm.
And then 25 of the students who could not play basketball attended basketball clinic na po. So
Mhm.
yung 25 po sa baba,
May 25 na umakyat, no?
tapos taas.
Mhm.
Yes po.
So, ma'am,
But after the clinic po, the ratio of those who could play basketball, yes sir,
so the ratio of those who could play basketball, 9:5, no? So sinabi po natin kanina sa taas,
Naging 9:5 na po, sir.
oo, yung sa taas, yung 2:5, sabi po natin, yung total number of students is 7 boxes. So yung pagkatapos ng clinic, na
Yes,
9:5 yung ratio, ilan pong total boxes yung lahat ng students?
14.
14 po.
Oh, saan po nanggaling yung 14? Tama siya.
How did you get 14? Tama.
Kung ano.
Ma'am Marilu? Andiyan ka pa?
Yes, ma'am.
Ayun. So, paano
Yes,
po ninyo,
ma'am. Nandito pa po.
paano po ninyo nakuha yung 14?
Tama yung 14. Anong ginawa ninyo sa 9 saka sa 5?
9 plus 5 po.
Ayun po.
Very good.
Yung
Tama,
9
no?
and 5 po. Naging 14.
Ayun. So, sabi po natin, ma'am, no, na yung total number of students sa eskwelahan, hindi naman po ng bago, no? Ibig sabihin, yung 7 boxes na to before clinic, at saka yung 14 boxes na to after the clinic, represent the same number of students.
Go on, Scott.
So, paano po natin ipapakita na paano po natin gagawing 14 yung 7 boxes na na-drawing na natin?
What do you think, Ma'am Marilu? Yan yung ginagawa rin natin noon. Kung meron tayong 7 na malalaking box, paano natin gawing 14 na mas maliit na box? Anong gagawin natin sa 7?
Ma'am Marilu? Ma'am Marilu? Nawala po siya ulit.
Ayun, bumalik na rin.
Ayan. Ma'am Marilu, pa-unmute po ulit. Ma'am Marilu Aninag. Naaninag niyo na po ba kami, ma'am? Kawawa naman si Ma'am Marilu. Hirapan sa internet niya. Mayor Carlo, shout out. Pong internet.
Nandiyan ba si Mayor Carlo?
Wala po. Pero
Wala ko.
training na to. Makakarating daw po, sabi ng mga principals. Principals, andyan po ba kayo?
Nag-message po siya. Mahina po. Net.
Oo nga eh.
Ah,
Hina nga ng net niya.
Hello, ma'am. Nag-unmute na po kayo?
Unmute na, ma'am. Try ulit natin.
Ma'am Marilu, go tayo. Go.
go.
Ako mismo magbibigay sa GCash sa'yo. Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, Ma'am Marilu, sige po, try ulit mag-unmute. Kaya yan.
Dami nag-cheer sa'yo, Ma'am Marilu.
Ayun po,
Balanga
may cheering
City.
squad.
Yeah.
May cheering squad ka na, ma'am.
Pahinto mo muna yung Netflix ni Mr.
Oo. Hawayin mo. Hawayin mo. Pagka hindi.
Ah.
Patayin mo na po yung kanyang webinar kasi hindi naman siya nag-recite. Si Ma'am Marilu muna. Ma'am Marilu, pa-unmute na lang, ma'am. Try ulit. Parang
Ayan,
hindi makapa.
nandyan na siya. Kaya lang hindi,
Opo.
bakit daw hindi ako naririnig?
Ay, ma'am, kasi naka-mute ka po. Pa-unmute po. Pindutin niyo yung unmute.
Yung ikaw ang mag-unmute sa kanya. Co-host ka.
Ayun, yun. Inas to unmute ko na siya eh.
Ayun.
Ayan na.
Yan. Okay, papupuntahan ko na kayo kay Mayor Carlo para ano. Sige, okay.
Hello?
Oh, ayan.
Ma'am Marilu, say hello. Naka-unmute ka na po. Hindi ka namin naririnig. Ma'am, siguro kasi delayed ulit. Hello ako ng hello, ma'am.
Nako.
Opo.
You know,
Ma'am,
ano na lang. Scott, let's do chat with Ma'am
Oo.
Marilu.
Kaya
Actually,
sige,
no?
chat box na
Malapit
lang
na
po,
eh.
ma'am.
Malapit na tayo eh.
Kaya
Malapit na
sige,
eh.
Ma'am Marilu, mag-chat na lang kayo. Sulat.
Yeah.
So, sasabihin ko rin, no? Pero Ma'am Marilu, yung total number of students sa una, 7 boxes. No? Pagkatapos ng clinic, yung total number of students naging 14 na mas maliit na boxes. Kung gagawin natin sa 7 boxes na dinrawing natin para maging 14. Sa taas, divide into 2. Ayun.
Yes.
Yun. So gawin po natin yan na yung mga boxes natin i-divide sa dalawa na. Okay. So yung ibig sabihin, yung ratio na to na 2:5 ay ngayon naging 4:10. No? At pagkatapos ng clinic, the ratio of those who could play basketball to those who could not became 9:5. At kita po natin na may 4 na dito. So ilan pong box ang ngayon, Miss Marilu, no? Yung kailangang pumunta mula dito sa baba papunta sa taas. Hindi pa po, ma'am. So mag-chat na lang po tayo sa chat box.
Scott, you can do the question again.
Yes.
Slower.
Ngayon, 4 boxes na yung sa taas na marunong mag-basketball. At 10 boxes sa baba na hindi marunong. Dahil divided na into 2. Ngayon, ilang box kailangang remove.
So ulitin ko yung sinabi ni Scott, Ma'am Marilu. Doon sa drawing, 4 boxes on top, 10 boxes down. But after the clinic, you will have 9:5. So parang ang dami ng aakyat. So ilang boxes doon sa baba ang iaakyat para makuha natin yung 9:5. So noon, 4 boxes lang siya. Gusto natin magiging 9. So, Ma'am Marilu, you can put it on chat.
Marilu. Pati yata doon pa, ma'am, nawala na po siya.
Neng, sumasagot siya sa chat. Sumasagot, tingnan mo yung chat box. Sumasagot
Pero
siya.
nasan siya dyan? Wala pa yung sagot niya doon sa last na
Pero may
question.
sagot na po ako. 5 po ang aakyat.
Actually, tama kayo. Pero mas ano kasi, normally,
Ayun.
unless talagang hindi makapasok si Ma'am Marilu, gusto pa rin namin na matapos ni Ma'am Marilu kasi malapit na siya.
Mm.
Ma'am Marilu? Sige po, confirmation po sa inyo.
Sa chat box na yung
Sagot niya? Ay, hindi namin makita, Sir Dindo, yung sagot ni Ma'am Marilu. Nandyan? Wala eh, yung ibang sumasagot eh. Hindi ko pa ba siya? Ma'am Marilu, paki-chat na lang po kung naririnig nyo kami. Yung sagot nyo. Sir Dindo, baka sa'yo lang niya sinagot. Sir Dindo?
Wala na rin si Dindo.
Private message niya kay Sir Dindo accidental.
Direct message siya sa akin. 5 po ang akyat to make it 9. Yung second message siya.
Ah.
Nag-answer po ako, ma'am, 2 beses na po ako nag-chat-chat. Ako nagagalit kasi.
Ayun, mabuti at nakuha ninyo, sir.
Nagagalit na si Marilu.
Ma'am Marilu, pasensya na kayo kasi kaya ako sinasabi 48,600 na yung nare-reach ng fans.
Wow!
So tama po kayo
Very
na,
good.
ma'am.
Very good.
5 boxes yung umakyat. So 5 boxes yung umakyat dito sa taas. At 5 boxes din ang nawala dito sa baba. No? Kasi yung mga to, natuto na sila. At yung mga to, yun nga, sila yung natuto ng basketball. No? At tingnan po natin, yung 9:5, tama na po ba siya? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sa taas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 siya sa baba. So tama na rin po yung ikalawang ratio. So ma'am, kung alam na po natin na 5 boxes yung umakyat at 25 students yung umakyat, ano po yung masasabi natin? Kahit paki-chat na lang po.
So again, 25 students are in the 5 boxes. Medyo, I think, nakukuha na ng mga tao ito. So kung 25 students, yung nasa 5 boxes, meron na tayong gagawin. Yung lagi natin ginagawa. So how many students are in 1 box? And Ma'am Marilu, you can also put it on chat or you can directly message Dindo. Pwede rin.
May sagot po siya. Nagagalit na. May sagot na po ulit ako, ma'am. 1 box is equal to 5.
Ayun.
Yay!
Very good.
So 25, no? 25 ay sa 5 boxes. Ibig sabihin, yung 1 box ay 5. At sa huli, how many students are there at the school? Ilang box nga ba ulit yung total students natin? Kung tingnan
Ito
natin.
yung sagot niya. 45 can play basketball, 25 could not, 70 na lahat.
Ayun.
Yay!
Wow,
sa
very
lahat,
good.
70.
Marilu, pa ako interpreter, ha?
70 dahil times times 14 boxes.
Hello,
Kasi
sir.
14 tayo sa lahat. Hello,
Sir, hello.
ma'am.
Sir, nandito na po
good.
ako. Okay
Ayun.
na po yung nakuha. Sir, nakuha ko po.
Ayun, nakuha.
Yes,
Nakuha
sir,
po
sir,
ninyo.
sir,
Very
mahina
good.
po talaga
Hindi
yung...
naman po yung kasalanan.
Oh,
Salamat
yes, sir.
din, no?
Yung
Pwede
kasalanan,
mo-
yung NEP.
Oo.
Sir, pwedeng ulitin.
Kaya Ma'am Marilu, you can ulit kasi tama na. You got the answer.
Yes,
Mm.
sir.
You want to
Kasi yung 14 original ay po, yung saan ko po kinuha yung 14 kanina, yun po yung 5 plus 9 po.
Mhm.
So yung 5 po, ay yung sa baba po naging 10, so yung sa taas po naging 4 po.
Mhm.
And then, bakit po naging 4 yung sa taas? Hinati po ng 2 yung isang box.
Mhm.
Tapos yung nasa baba po na 5 boxes, hinati din po ng 2 to make it 10.
Mhm.
Since yung 25 of the students who could not play umakyat po. So naging 7 na po yung naging 9 na po sa taas. So 5 na lang po yung naiwan sa baba. So yung isang box po is equal to 5 po na player. Oh, so yung 25 na naidagdag po doon sa taas, tas kung isang box po yung, kung 5 players po yung isang box, so yung 4 po na nadagdagan po ng 5, naging 45 po. Kasi 1 box equal to 5. 9 na po yung nasa taas, 9 multiply it by 5, naging 45 po. Tas yung nasa baba na 25 players na naiwan po, idagdag po dun sa 45 to make it 70. So naging 70 players po lahat.
Ayun, tamang-tama po.
Wow. Doc
Okay.
Nene, she deserves the GCash.
Opo. Ma'am, paki-email po kay Dindo yung GCash ninyo and then we will send you a GCash.
Yes
Wow.
po. Thank you po, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Salamat.
Ma'am Marilu, more than the GCash.
Sir,
Tuwang-tuwa ako.
ma'am, pasensya po ha.
No,
Okay
my
lang.
gosh, no need. My gosh, natutuwa ako kasi this is not a very easy question. Hindi naman siya impossible to do. But what I like is, sabi nga ni Tinto, 48,000 people are seeing that if you don't give up, and Ma'am Marilu never gave up. That's the most important thing. Ma'am Marilu never gave up. She did not mind if she made what I said was a great error because it's an excellent mistake. Okay, so it's a very, very good mistake. And she learned from it and she was able to get the answer. And that is what mathematics is. We are not very impressed kung kuha mo na kaagad eh. We're impressed kung naghilo ka muna, pero hindi ka nag-give up, Ma'am Marilu. Yan ang importante. Hindi ka nagsabi na, ang hirap naman ito, nahihiya na ako, ano ba to? Wala kang, yan yung mas gusto ko. Kaya hindi, kaming dalawa ni Scott, ayaw namin na tumawag ng iba. Kasi alam namin na kaya mong sagutin yung buo. So
Yes,
congratulations, Ma'am Marilu.
Okay po. Thank you po, ma'am.
made
Thank
me
you,
very
sir.
happy. You made me very happy.
Thank you, ma'am.
Very good, Ma'am Marilu.
Ma'am Dr. Quina, gusto ko lang really have a shout out to you and Scott because you're very patient, you're very understanding, you're very encouraging, and that is a really good model for teachers to emulate. The second is I'd like to have a shout out to Alain, Juvie, Eva, Elizabeth, Nora, and all the cheerers of Ma'am Marilu because they were picking up Ma'am Marilu and putting her on their shoulders, and that is great for students really to encourage their peers so that Marilu can continue and give her great confidence. So actually this session gives us great values to emulate. So Ma'am Quina and Scott, thank you for your patience and thank you for the encouragement. Very, very good models. And all those who cheered Ma'am Marilu, salamat for carrying her on her shoulders, which we should do to our peers. Salamat po.
Thank you, Doc.
Pati po sa Facebook, from 48, biglang tumalo ng 66. Ang dami na.
Pwede na superstar si Ma'am Marilu.
Opo, superstar na siya. Sikat na sikat ka naman, Marilu.
Doc Nene, salamat. Doc Nene, salamat. I never thought of it that way, but thank you. That's the way I teach, and I mean, Scott's not a teacher, but well, I was Scott's first and only teacher.
Manang-manang po siya sa inyo. You should be very proud.
Doc Nene, you're making me cry. So thank you. Thank you so much, Doc Nene. Thank you.
Si Ma'am Marilu po nag-message siya ulit. Hindi ko alam bakit lagi sa akin lang siya nagme-message. Thank you po sa inyong lahat. Ma'am Marilu, i-message niyo po everyone, baka magselos yung asawa ko.
Magsiselos asawa ni Sir Dindo.
Ma'am and sir. Thank you po.
Thank you, ma'am.
GCash niyo, Mama, bigay niyo kay Sir Dindo.
Sige
Ma'am
po.
Quina, kumusta si Dr. Chua din po ba ang inyong better half?
Hindi siya doktor. Mr. Chua, he's doing a business meeting, but he knows that we are here with you today. Last week, he peeped in. Yung better half ko kasi lagi nagtatrabaho eh. So, parang kahit na Sabado. So, he's not a math person. He is a business graduate. My son is Eco. I'm the only one who's math. But we all like, parang, yung sabi ko, Ma'am Nene, kasi alam natin sa Pilipinas, parang medyo yung joke ko lagi sa mga estudyante ko na, the reason why I can afford to have teaching as my career, because I really love to teach, but I will just also we are also honest enough to know that in the Philippines, teaching is not a very lucrative profession, di ba? Ma'am Nene. Kaya nga, sinasaludo ko lahat ng mga guro dito. Kasi there are many other professions na mas financially attractive, di ba? Pero tayo mga guro, kasi mahal talaga natin, we cannot last as teachers. Hindi tayo tatagal maging guro kung wala tayong puso sa mga bata. Imposible. Hindi pwede yan ipeke yung pasyensya, yung pagmamahal. Hindi yan it has to be real. So I would like to salute Ma'am Nene also what you guys are doing with Synergia, you, Ning, Dindo, everyone else, because we don't really get paid a lot with what we do. What we get paid in is, like ako ngayon, what really made me happy is to see Ma'am Marilu blossom in one question.
Yes.
That one, di ba? That one makes it, that's the reward that we get. So,
You have
salamat.
only one Scott, ma'am?
Yeah, I only have one Scott, and I miss him. I haven't seen him in 2 years. Pero parang salamat, you gave me the best thing that anyone can ever say. When you told me I can be proud of him, you're right, kasi I mean, hindi kami masyadong sentimental, so we seldom tell him. He knows that we're proud of him, but we seldom tell him. Di ba, Ma'am Nene? Kasi,
So Scott, what did you get from your mom and what did you get from your dad?
Siguro yung pogi ng dad ko na. Sige po, tuloy po tayo sa question 4 para hindi akala ng lahat na nagchichismisan lang po tayo.
Alam mo, Ma'am Nene, ano kami sa emotions eh. Hindi kami masyadong parang pagsalita namin, it's business and it's math. Pero
okay.
Pero
At the start
pero,
of the bangos
thank you. Thank you, Ma'am Nene.
Thank you, Doc. Okay po, question 4. Ratio pa rin po tayo. Question 4. So may bago po tayong tatawagin for this question. Basahin ko po muna. Mervin sells fresh fish. At the start, the ratio of bangus to tilapia for sale was 4:5. After catching 15 more tilapia, the ratio of bangus to tilapia became 8:13. How many bangus were there at the start?
Any volunteer? Wag muna po tayong we will solve together. Kaya hintayin po natin na may mag-recite na, sabay-sabay po tayo. Para hindi po rin kayo malito.
Yeah.
Yan, si Sir
Wow.
Felipe.
Very good.
Pa-unmute. Ay, sorry, pa-unmute po ulit. Sorry po na, ayan.
Ayan.
Good morning po.
Morning.
Morning po, sir. Balabag po.
Hello. Ano po? So, simulan po natin, no? Ano po yung boxes na gusto nating i-drawing?
Isa pong box ko muna para sa bangus at tilapia, sir.
Okay, so bangus at tilapia. Okay.
4 na boxes po sa bangus, sir.
Okay, 4 na boxes para sa bangus.
5 boxes po, sir, para sa tilapia.
Okay. Okay. Tapos so yan na po yung 4:5. So sabi po natin, after catching 15 more tilapia, the ratio of bangus to tilapia became 8:13. So alin po sa dalawang isda, alin po yung dumarami?
Yung tilapia po, sir.
Yung tilapia, no? Okay. So yung bangus ba, dumami, kumonte, o walang nangyari?
Wala pong nangyari.
So walang nangyari, no? So, paano po yan makakatulong sa atin sa pag-drawing ng 8:13?
Siguro po, sir, yung, di ba 4 boxes po yung bangus, sir? So, pag divide po natin ng 2 boxes per, yung per box, pag divide natin yung dalawa, magiging equal.
Ayun. So, ilan yung ihahati natin?
By box po, sir, divided by 2.
Yon. So, 1 box divided by 2. So, lahat ng mga box, hahatiin po natin sa mas maliit. So, yung bangus magiging 8 boxes at yung tilapia ngayon 10 boxes. No? Okay. So, yung 8 okay na. So, paano po yung 13? Saan po nanggaling yung additional?
So, since yung tilapia po, sir, dating 5 boxes po, sir, no? Tapos, na-divide po siya ng dalawa, naging 10 boxes. So, yung 10 boxes po, para maging 13 na paparis yung 8, magdadagdag po tayo ng 3 boxes.
Ayun. So, 3 boxes yung idadagdag natin. 1, 2, 3. At yung 3 boxes na yan ay yung...
Equivalent po dun sa 15 na nagdagdag.
Yun. Ito siya, no? Yung 15 na tilapia ay yung 3 box na dinagdag natin. Okay. So, ano pong masasabi natin?
So, ngayon po, sir, ay yung ratio na po ng bangus sa tilapia po, sir, is 8:13 na po.
Okay. So, ito okay na. Sige. So, paano natin isosolve na ilang bangus doon sa start?
So, mag-start po tayo siguro. Dun about sa box na lang. Sa box. Since dun po sa tilapia, sir, yung tatlong boxes 16. So, magiging 3 boxes equal to 15 po, sir. Then, each box there is 5 tilapia, sir.
1 box is 5. Okay.
Then, so since alam na po natin yung per box na 5 pieces na tilapia ang per box po, so i-redelete po na po yung isang box na. So, kasi bawat isang box po ng tilapia, pareho na po yung isang box ng bangus.
Tama?
So yung isang box po ng bangus sa taas, sir, na 8 boxes ay 5 pieces po na bangus. So isa-times po natin ng 8, sir, kaya magiging 40 pieces na bangus.
Yun. Tamang-tama. Salamat po, Felipe.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Ayun. 40 bangus. So ano, no? Ganun din. Parang ganun yung pinakamalahas nating trick with yung ratio, no? Yung paghahati. Ibig sabihin yung 4:5, ginawa po nating 8:10. Pagkatapos nun, kitang-kita na yung 3 bagong box dito na kailangan para maging 13 yung tilapia. Nanggaling yung 3 box na yan sa yung 15 tilapia na nahuli ngayon. Tapos masasolve lang natin na yung 15 3 boxes, yung 1 box ay 5, so yung 8 boxes ay 40 bangus. Okay. Tuloy po tayo sa susunod. Okay. Question 5. Mang Tomas has goats and sheep in the ratio 5:3. No? The sheep are either black or white. No? And the ratio of black to white sheep is 4:5. Mang Tomas has 57 goats and black sheep. How many white sheep does he have?
And we need a new volunteer. Sige po, try po ulit natin. Yun ulit po, wag muna tayong magsosolve. Sabay-sabay po tayo pag may nag-recite na para malinaw. Anybody? Yung kanina po si Miss Tenten. Tenten ba ang pangalan niyo po? T-H-E-N, T-H-E-N. Tenten. Kanina pa siya nag-raise ng hand. Ito na lang. Ay, si Sir Darius, nag-recite ka na kanina. Try natin yung iba muna.
Yeah, maybe si Miss Tenten. Si Sir Darius na lang mamaya, pero nag-recite na nga si Sir Darius. So Miss Tenten, maybe.
He's not here anymore, ma'am, pala. O nawala siya. Anybody po? Anybody aside from Sir Darius muna? Try natin yung iba. Okay, anybody from... Sino po ang gusto mag-try? Huwag kayong matakot kasi masaya po ito. Sabay-sabay naman po tayo.
Ning si Miss Emercon Manas kasi laging siya yung mabilis magsagot sa chat. So,
yan. Ma'am Emercon, put down the pen muna. Sabayan natin si Scott na sumagot. Pa-unmute na lang po. Emercon Manas.
pang mahihain siya.
Ayun.
Pero si
Ayan na siya. Okay
Morning.
na.
Good morning po.
Sige po.
Kahit lang po ha. Medyo bali yung goat po at saka sheep po. Sa goat po meron tayong 5 boxes po.
Okay.
Tapos sa sheep naman po meron tayong 3 boxes.
Okay. 3 boxes. Sorry, 3 boxes. Yan. Okay.
Tapos po ang sabi po doon, sa sheep po meron po tayong black and white which is 4 po na box doon sa black sheep tsaka 5 po sa white sheep.
So, paano po natin ihahati yung sheep para ganun?
Para maging 9 po. Hahatiin po yung sheep ng 9. Bali, hahatiin po yung 3, yung 3 box.
Okay, so zoom in po tayo. Maghati sa 3. Okay.
Ayan po. Tapos, hahatiin din po natin, hatiin na po natin. Hahatiin na rin po natin, hindi po. Sa taas din po, hahatiin na rin po natin 3.
Exactly.
Para po
Okay.
maging pantay.
Tama po. Okay.
Tapos po, sabi niya, Mang Tomas has 57 goats na black sheep tsaka goats po.
I-label po natin muna yung black at saka white dito sa
Opo.
sheep. So,
Bali po, 1, 2, 3, 4.
so 4, no?
4 po, tsaka 5 po.
Black sheep.
Opo.
Ito,
5.
white sheep. Okay.
Bali po yung black, idadagdag po sa taas para po mag-total tayo ng 57.
Okay. So, doon sa taas, we have
3, 6, 9, 12, 15 po.
15 boxes.
4.
Tapos 4 boxes si black sheep, 5 boxes dito. So, yung 19 boxes ay
19 boxes po is equal to 57 po.
Okay. Ano po yung susunod?
Bali, ang isang box po ay equivalent ng 3 po.
Okay. At sa huli, how many white sheep does he have?
3 times 5 po is equal to 15 white sheep po.
Ayun. 15 white sheep. Sakto po. Thank you.
Thank you po.
Salamat. So
Salamat
ganun,
din.
no? Paghati po ulit, tamang pagbilang na yung 57 goats and black sheep, 15 boxes ni goats at saka 4 boxes ni black sheep para magiging 19. Ganun lang, no? So, tamang-tama po yung pag-solve natin. 15 white sheep. Thank you. Okay. Parang kuha na po natin yung ratio. Question 6 naman po. Question 6. Oh, age, no? Age. Jen is currently 15 years old and her dad is 45 years old. In how many years will the ratio of their ages be 7:13?
Any volunteer? Kanina may nag-raise po si Ma'am Nora. Nakita ko siya kanina.
Okay.
Nora, Ma'am Nora, you wanna try? Dalawa po pala ang Ma'am Nora natin, si Ma'am Nora Kadigtan at Nora Kandong. Kahit sino po sa inyo, basta magkaroon tayo ng Nora today. Ma'am Nora, go. Please unmute. Ayan, naka-unmute na po si Ma'am Nora Kadigtan.
Good morning.
Try ko lang po, ma'am. Good morning,
Oo.
sir.
Try lang po
Okay.
natin. Sige.
Yes.
Paano
So
po?
15 years old and her dad is 45 years old. So 15:45 ang ratio natin doon. 15:45 in lowest term, it is 1:3. Tama po
Okay.
ba?
So sabi po natin,
So yung factors po natin.
so currently, no? Jen at saka si dad, 1:3 yung ages nila. 15:45. Okay. Ano po yung susunod?
So magiging 7:13. Wait lang po. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tapos 20, 24, then 20. 4 po ang total natin ngayon currently. And then 20 po sa future. So i-divide po natin sila ng 4 po.
So ano no? Yung actually yan po yung point ng question ulit. And sabi po ni Ma'am kanina, this is what is a good mistake to make, no? Kasi yan po yung iisipin natin na pareho lang po yung solution at hatiin po natin ulit yung mga ratio, no? Pero pag sabihin po natin na yung 15 years old si Jen ngayon at saka si dad 45, let's say na 1 year yung lumipas at ngayon 16 years old na siya at si dad 46. Wala na pong wala na pong ratio na
Sa kanila.
'di ba, makakasakop sa kanila. So actually, ano po yung makukuha natin dito sa 15 at sa 45? So i-drawing po natin muna yung 7:13. So sabihin natin future, no? So paano po yung drawing nito?
At 7 kay Jen.
Aha. Okay.
7 boxes po. And then 13 po kay dad.
Okay. So 7 kay Jen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At si dad, 13. Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So ano po yung masasabi natin dito sa currently at dito sa future? Ano po yung pareho sa dalawang model?
Ano ang pareho? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Kung si Jen ngayon 15, no? Yung si dad 45.
15.
Tapos sabihin natin, no, na next year si Jen 16, si dad 46. At sa susunod na taon si Jen 17, si dad 47. Ano po yung hindi na umiiba?
So ano po, parang 3 po sa bawat boxes. So magiging 21 years old si Jen. After 21 and then 57 si dad.
21 at 57. Kung 21 at saka 57, ibig sabihin si Jen, nag 6 years lang po.
46, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57. 6 years.
Pero kung ganun po, kung si Jen naging 21, no? Ibig sabihin 6 years yung lumipas para sa kanya. Si Dad, syempre kailangang maging 51.
51.
At hindi naman po yung gusto natin.
4, 5, 6, 7.
So, ano po, Ma'am Nora, yung age, 'di ba? Age yung pinag-uusapan po natin.
Opo.
At kung sabihin natin na si Jen 15, si Dad 45. Kung si Jen ay naging 25, ilang taon dapat si Dad?
10 plus 10 po, 55.
Plus 10, no? So 55. Ibig sabihin, ano po dun sa dalawang ages nila, ano po yung laging pareho?
Divisible by 5.
Hindi naman po sila laging divisible by 5, di ba? Kasi may 16, pwede rin silang 16 at 46. Kung si Jen ay lumaki ng 10 years, si Dad kailangan din lumaki by 10 years, no? Kasi ganun naman po yung age.
Okay, parehas po.
So ano po, tingnan po natin dito sa left side, no? Ano po yung kulang na label natin? Ano po yung hindi pa na label dito?
Saan po, sir?
Dito sa kaliwa, sa currently. No?
Sa currently.
15, si Dad 45. Pag-isipan po natin yung addition, subtraction natin. Ano po yung hindi nala-label?
Yung ano po, difference po nila is
Ayun.
30.
Is 30, no?
Ayun.
At kung kahit ilang taon yung lumipas po, ano po yung hindi nag-iiba?
Yung difference nila.
Yun.
So, ayun, nagets ko na.
Okay, so yung 30, saan din po natin pwedeng ilagay?
Doon po sa difference na 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yun, 30.
Kaya
Okay.
30 divided by 6 is equal to 5. So,
Okay.
2,
So,
6, 7, 35 si Jen.
so si Jen, kasi ano no, ilang box ba siya? Si 7 boxes, no? So 7 boxes, si Jen, 35. At si Dad naman,
13 times 5.
13.
65 po.
Yon. So in how many years, no? Kung si Jen 15 ngayon, in how many years?
So 15 minus 30. Ano saan ako tani na? 15 minus 35. Ay 35 minus 15.
35
20 years po.
minus 15 equals 20 years lumipas. Yon. Tricky po siya, no? Pero nakuha po ninyo. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you din po sa pagturo. Thank you, sir, sa pagturo.
Thank you. So, ganun, no? Yan po yung medyo unique sa age, no? Na yan po yung point ng question na nilagay ko po dito. Kasi sa huling 5 questions, lagi po yung sagot ay paghahati ng mga box, no? Pero hindi po ibig sabihin na sa lahat ng question, yung paghati ng box ay yung tamang sagot. Dahil yan lang yung alam po natin. Dito po si Ma'am Nora na pag-isipan niya na yung age gap actually yung napaka-importanting part ng question na to para masagot po natin.
Ma'am Nora, I actually want to commend you kasi this one is basically an algebra question na and it's a different one. It's a different skill set. So natuwa ako na nakuha ninyo kasi you need more insight eh. Hindi lang to parang yung kanina. So Kat, can you again go through this one more time because we need the audience to really get it. This is a different ano na eh.
Yeah.
It's different ano. So Ma'am Nora, ano na to, grade 6 question na to. Papunta na to sa high school algebra. So Scott, go through again. So Ma'am Nora did very well. Go through it again for everybody.
Yeah. Let me put this on the side. Okay, so sabi po natin, Jen is currently 15 and her dad is 45 years old. So makaka-drawing po tayo ng dalawang model, no? One is currently or ngayon, and one is in the future. So currently, si Jen, 15, and si Dad, 45. In the future, si Jen, yung age niya to Dad, yung ratio nila, si Jen, 7 boxes. At si Dad, 13 boxes. At nakita po natin na yung ratio, hindi po siya medyo nakakatulong sa atin dahil age problem po ito. So kahit na ngayon si Jen ay 15 at yung dad ay 45, technically pwede siyang sabihin na 1:3. Pero next year, si Jen ay magiging 16, si dad ay magiging 46, nawasak na po yung ratio na yan. Hindi na po siya 1:3. Yung ratio kasi ay hindi siya yung constant natin. Yung constant natin sa ages is kung si Jen ay ngayon 30 years younger kaysa kay dad. Kahit next year, kahit sa susunod na taon, lagi po si Jen will always be 30 years younger than dad, no? So ibig sabihin, yung age gap po na to, age gap na 30, kahit sa future, yung difference ng ages nila 30 pa rin. No? So 15, 45, 16, 46, 30 pa rin. 17, 47 sa susunod na taon, 30 pa rin yung pagitan nila. So lagi pong 30 yung difference ni Jen at saka kay dad. At ngayon, masasabi na natin na kung titinang na natin yung future, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes is 30. Ibig sabihin, 1 box is 5. At yung age ni Jen sa future, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 boxes times 5, 35. At makakompute din natin yung kay dad, 13. So 13 boxes, 5 times 13, 65. At yung tanong ng in how many years will the ratio of their ages be 7:13? So kung si Jen ngayon ay 15 at sa kinabukasan ay 35, 35 minus 15 equals in 20 years. Makukuha din natin kung titinan natin si dad ngayon 45, sa kinabukasan 65, 65 minus 45, also 20 years yung lumipas. Para magiging 7:13 yung ratio ng edad nila.
Very good. Very good.
Ma'am Quina, I just like to, I remember one of your former points. Kasi si ma'am, gumamit siya ng lowest term di ba? So parang nagsiswitch sila, kino-combine nila yung Singapore math with the non-Singapore math, which is really probably normal. Kaya lang nagugulo din yung framework mo.
Wow, Dr. Nene, I'm so impressed. Magaling ka sa math. Galing, Dr. Nene. You're correct. Yes. Kasi technically, if in certain questions we can combine, but if if the representations are different, we would end up with parang a different, parang in the middle of the process, we would end up with things that seem fine but are not the best answer. Diba? So parang, galing Ma'am Nene, I'm very impressed that you're following it and that you can even find the error. I think I would count you also as a math person, Ma'am Nene. You told me you had 3 math. I think, Ma'am Nene, you can also handle a Singapore math session kasi that's exactly it. Uh, I think when Scott and I were discussing the questions to give, we paused here. We were not certain we wanted to give this question. Yung kaninang basketball clinic, alam namin talaga ibibigay namin. Kasi parang kahit na nakakatakot siya, it's still the same. I mean, it's still the same process. But this one is a stepping stone to algebra, Ma'am Nene. So parang Scott and I were a bit hesitant. Pero sinabi nga namin, kung kaya ng teacher, sige, bigyan natin. So that this is one of the, malapit na tayong pumunta sa percent. So this is one of the harder ratio problems, even if it looks quite, because the level of thinking is one step higher. So Ma'am Nene, congratulations. Sabi ko kay Father Ben na kuhang-kuha mo na rin yung Singapore math, Ma'am Nene. I think you got it. You got what I said. And that is precisely, I think, what happened here. Kasi si Ma'am Nora ang galing mag-solve eh. In the previous question, she was very, very fast. And here she also did it. But she also, there was one step higher lang na parang you cannot confuse the two insights. So, very well done, Ma'am Nene.
So si Sir Darius
Of course.
asked to present another model. So yes, let me help you draw, no?
Darius, of course. Of course, we want you to present another one. If you have a different solution, we'll be even happier. Yeah. So you can call on Sir Darius, Scott.
Yes, naka-unmute na siguro. Hello?
Yeah, sir.
Hello po.
Hi, morning.
Morning again, sir.
Oo. So paano po yung modeling ninyo?
I started with the relationship of the ages of Jen and her dad.
Okay.
So that is something like 1 box for Jen and 3 boxes for his father.
Okay.
And obviously that is 1/3 yung ratio po natin, sir.
Okay.
So ginawa ko po siya, dinivide ko po into 3 each boxes just to represent kung ilan ang boxes para sa age na 15. Say for instance, 3 po yung partition niya, sir. Okay. So right away, alam na natin kung ilan ang value ng bawat box. And that is 5.
Bakit po natin paghatiin based on the question? Saan po yan nanggaling?
Kasi sir, ang objective ko dyan ay marating ko yung ratio which is 7:13.
Okay.
Wherein I will be adding boxes both to Jen and to her dad.
Okay, sure. So sabihin natin na yung isang box na to, tig 5 sila. Sure.
Yes, sir. So
Okay.
I'll be needing 4 boxes or additional 4 boxes for Jen to make
1,
it 7.
2, 3, 4.
And another 4, yes.
4. Okay.
Okay, so if we count the number of boxes, there will be 7 for Jen and 13 for his dad.
Yun. Okay.
Okay. So then, when each box contains 5, or the value of each box is 5, so most probably the 4 boxes that we added will be something like 20.
Yes, correct.
Okay. So that is the number of
Yun.
views.
Yun. Actually, this is not a solution I've seen before. Pero tama din po siya.
Very, very good, Sir
Yeah.
Darius.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. This is excellent, Sir
Yeah.
Darius. What the students need to know kaagad is 15 and 45.
Ayun, yun po yun. Kasi
yun,
kailangan maintindihan nila yon, yung 15 and 45. Hindi nila makukuha kaagad yon.
yun. That's the I think students in grade 6 and high school may be able to get this yung ginawa ni Sir Darius. Definitely this is an excellent solution. For students below that, it might be a bit parang kasi parang si Sir Darius ang galing na ni parang we're adults so we got
Yeah.
it kaagad. So that's the pero I really love this. I would say that this is an excellent solution. Congratulations, Sir Darius. Scott, is this a grade 6 question or grade 5 question?
So this is algebra na actually, no? Kasi sa algebra, di ba, may age problems tayo. And this is the stepping stone to that. And yung solution natin kanina, using the age gap, lahat po yan masasolve ng grade 3, grade 4, grade 5. Dahil yung kailangan lang naman doon, addition, subtraction, and the insight na yung age gap laging pareho kahit ilang taon yung lilipas. Whereas with this one, medyo mas advanced, no? Kasi sabi ni Sir, the reason why I asked, how did you know to divide yung itong box into 3 is my goal na siya. At yung goal niya ay magdadagdag ng mga boxes para makakaabot sa 7:13.
Yeah.
So ibig sabihin, alam na ni Sir Darius na kung minus 4 tayo dito, tig minus 4, 3:9 is in fact 1:3, which is also 15:45. So marami na pong computation na nangyari sa background na baka hindi makukuha ng student agad-agad. But it's also, like here, very fast, very clean solution na tama din po yung pag-model natin. So it's a matter of skill level.
So Ma'am Quina, I just like to remind the teachers, no? Kasi you have to think at the level of your students. And the result of our assessment test, kahit grade 5 hindi kaya yung immediately 15 and 45 yung ratio. Remember, the result of our assessment test for grade 5, the average was 55%. So they can only answer 5 out of 10 questions.
Wow.
So hindi sila ganun kagaling. In fact, that worried me a bit kasi bigla silang bumagsak. And that is Valenzuela, magaling na sila. Bumagsak sila bigla sa 55%. So mahirap talaga. So we cannot really presume that they can go immediately to a ratio of 15:45. You really have to go yung sinabi ni Scott, very, very basic. Doon tayo magsimula.
Wow. I'm sad to hear the 55%. You're right. Valenzuela normally is one of the higher ones. Ma'am Nene, even in college, I think the pandemic really affected and the quality of education. Some students I know said they really didn't learn anything. And some students even said, because ang tagal na nitong pandemya, hindi pa tapos, parang nakalimutan na nila yung pinag-aralan nila, which scared me because maybe some of my students now, kung nakalimutan nila, might seem to be worse off than 2 years ago. So Ma'am Nene, that could also be one. There's so many reasons for this one, but 55% is scary. I mean, I wish I can.
Mama, tsaka yung learning curve, it goes up to grade 4 and then biglang bagsak sa grade 5. We cannot explain why, and that is what we want to find out. So mas mahirap magturo ngayon sa transition sa grade 5 and 6. So I wish to flag that to the teachers. You really have to think in basic terms.
Ma'am Nene, even before the pandemic, many students find, kasi grade 4 is middle school na, even sa Ateneo. Ma'am Nene, that's precisely yung sinasabi namin ni Father Ben. In grades 4 and 5, that's when you have a lot of questions on fractions. Parang in grades 1 to 3, you're dealing with whole numbers. Diba? Parang the only thing na hindi pa in the Philippines, takot pa rin tayo sabi ng fractions in grades 1 to 3. Ang ginagawa lang natin, kung hindi siya eksakto, sinasabi natin may remainder. So kunwari, diba, we say that 10 divided by 3. We teach them that it's 3, remainder 1. We don't go into what Father Ben says we don't have to. Yung mixed numeral. Kasi in other countries, kung 10/3, diretso na sila sa 3 1/3. Pero tayo sa Pilipinas, we do 3 and remainder 1. We don't put the fraction yet. And Ma'am Nene, I actually think it could be these are the ones that are making them nahihirapan sila. Fractions. Fractions yung meat ng grade 4. Traditionally, grade 4, 5, 6 are fractions, ratio, and percent. So I think that's one reason why the students, that's not the only reason, but they will also not do grade 4 well, Ma'am Nene, kung kaya nila ng kaunti yung grades 1 to 3, pero hindi pa sila hasa.
Okay.
Parang I think like they can teach for the Philippines before when I was also helping them with this. Some of my students kasi are volunteers for Teach for the Philippines. Tapos they gave a diagnostic test. Medyo umiyak din sila. They found out that for grade 6, for example, the students cannot, parang kaya ng mga bata mag 1-digit multiplication. Kunwari sabihin natin 6 times 7, kuha nila. Pero nang binigyan sila ng 26 times 32, parang ganon, and hindi sila pinagamit ng calculator kasi, I mean, di ba? Kasi diagnostic test, dapat kaya mo ng 26 times 32, di ba? Nagkagulo na, Ma'am Nene. Grabe. So parang, so it's grades 4 and 6 are just more complex topics of grades 3. But if the students do not master grade 3, they're going to find grade 4 difficult. So you're right. For something like this, but I'm still a bit shocked na it's 55% kasi, wow. And that's even Philippine test, di ba, Ma'am Nene? Hindi pa siya international test.
Kami lang po yung gumawa. Pero, and Valenzuela is relatively a good
Wow. Okay. We have lots to do, Ma'am Nene, on our end, and so have the teachers.
Sige po.
So,
thank you po.
Yeah. Thank you, Ma'am Nene. And that's also so there are many ways to do this, and Teacher Darius showed us that's the way I can say, an elegant way of doing it, which I feel maybe if you're high school, you should be able to do it. But Ma'am Nene warned us that even in grade 5, they might find it difficult to do 15 and 45. And if you cannot do that, you cannot do this method. Kasi nga, hindi mo alam na it's 1/3. So tayo alam natin. Si Sir Darius alam niya. Pero the kids might find it difficult to go from one fraction to the other. Pero yun. So for the high school teachers who are listening here, you can actually give this in high school. And I hope that because they're in high school, naku Ma'am Nene, I hope because they're in high school, dapat medyo we expect that they can be able to do what Sir Darius did. Kasi high school na. I'm hoping. But if they cannot, we'll still have to go through the old way, the step by step. So Ma'am Nene, do you think kaya na ng high school? Dapat, no?
Oh.
Probably, di ba? Baka kaya na. So this question can be given, so mali ako. So sabi ni Scott, this can also be given to a grade 3. In Singapore, they're giving it to grade 3. But they teach it in the long way. Diba? They teach it in the long way, the step by step, like what we saw with teacher kanina. So it's an ano. So thank you, Darius. This is also an elegant way of doing this. So Scott, back to you.
Yeah, tuloy po tayo sa percent. There's a question
That was
in
the hardest
chat.
na. That was the hardest
So
for ratio. It's a bit going to algebra na.
There's a question in the chat about the recorded presentation. Nasa Facebook po, may live streams na Synergia. Nandun po kung may naputol kayo nasa internet, you can just rewatch it on Facebook.
Ma'am Nene and Ming, can you tell them again about the recorded presentation? Kasi we're not the ones recording it. So I think si Dindo can say something.
Yung pong recording nung session natin, starting from session 1 hanggang itong session na to, ay nahandun lang po sa Facebook page ng Synergia. I-upload din po namin siya dun sa Paaralang Bahay na link nung Synergia. Ilalagay ko po sa chat box tsaka sa comment section ng Facebook para po ma-access niyo. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, tuloy na po tayo sa percent, no? Okay, question 7. At first, there were 80 more adults than children at Jollibee. After 90% of the adults and 40% of the children left Jollibee, there were 3 times as many children as adults left. How many adults were at Jollibee at first? So, siguro mag-demo po muna ako. Actually, let me think. Pwede na po ba? Question 7. Sige, mag-demo po muna ako. So, ano no? As usual, adults and children, yung mga boxes na i-drawing natin. And we say at first there were 80 more adults than children at Jollibee. So, alam lang po natin na mas marami yung adults kesa kay children by 80. So, adults and children 80 na. Then we see that after 90% of the adults left the restaurant, no? So left Jollibee. So 90% of the adults. Pwede po nating sabihin na yung 90%, ano ba yung ibig sabihin niya? 90%, as we know, means 90 over 100, no? Yun yung ibig sabihin ni percent. Pero medyo matugo kung gagawa po tayo ng 100 boxes, even though we could, valid po siya. Hatiin po natin si adults into 100 at 90 yung tatanggalin natin. But, you know, we can also simplify and say 90 over 100 is the same as 9 over 10. Kaya maghahati po tayo ng 10 boxes dito sa mga adults. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 90% of the adults left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 left Jollibee. Then we know 40% of the children left Jollibee. And so we could do the same thing na hahatiin po natin sa 100 yung mga children at mag-shade ng 40. Pero hindi po yan yung goal natin, no? Yung goal po natin is yung isang box dito sa adults, magkasing laki lang siya sa one box dito kay children. No, that's the goal. So tingnan po natin muna yung susunod na information. Afterwards, there were 3 times as many children as adults left. Yung natirang adults dito sa taas, 1 box. No? So siguro yung natirang children ay mare-represent natin ng 3 box na kasing laki sa isang box ni adults. 1, 2, 3. Alam din po natin na yung 3 boxes na to, this is children left sa Jollibee. Ibig sabihin, yung 3 boxes na to is 60% of the children. Diba? Kung 100% of the children, 40% yung umuwi, yung natira 60% of the children. So if 3 boxes is 60%, yung 100% niya ay 5 boxes. Na? Let me draw that in. Five boxes. Tama? So, ngayon na now that we know that, babaguhin po natin yung bracket natin para tama yung 80. So what happened? We first said na there were 90% of the adults who left Jollibee. Nagpasya po tayo na 90% can be represented by 10 boxes at buburehin natin yung 9 boxes. No? So 90% or 9/10 of the adults left Jollibee. At yung natira ay isang box ni adults, which is over here. Alam din po natin na there were 3 times as many children as adults left. At dahil 1 box yung adults left, syempre 3 boxes yung children left. No? Nandito. Pagkatapos nun, nakita po natin na 40% of the children left Jollibee at yung naiwan ay 3 boxes na 60% of the children. So kung 3 boxes ay 60%, 1 box ay 20%, para maging 100%, 5 boxes po yung kailangan natin para sa children. And then we can just remember na there were 80 more adults than children at Jollibee dun sa una. And so 80 people is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes. No? So 80 is 5 boxes. So 16 people is 1 box. And how many adults were at Jollibee at first is 10 boxes. Na? So times 10, 160 adults. Ano po yung tricky dito? Yung tricky po, 90% of the adults and 40% of the children. Yung unang pag-iisipan po natin ay hatiin lang po natin yung adults into 10 and hatiin din na po natin yung children into 10. But yung punto ng question na to is 90% of the adults, yung 1% ni adults, hindi po siya pareho sa 1% ni children dahil yung adults mas marami nga kesa kay children. And so, kaya po, yung adults, 10 boxes at 9 yung nawala. Pero sa children, 5 boxes, 2 yung nawala. Let me pause muna.
Yeah, you have to pause here,
yeah.
Scott. We'll have to, is there a way, because even as you saw when you were doing this in my college class in another school, even the college students are having difficulty with what percent means. So how can, for the teachers here, percent is the last topic that you, so you start with fractions, then pwede mag-decimal, pwede mag-ratio. Pero percent is always done afterwards. So yun yung sinasabi ko kanina sa mathematics. There is no way hindi kaya ng mga bata yung percent kung hindi nila maintindihan yung fractions. Okay, so the assumption when we do this is that they already know fractions and they know ratio. Then you can do percent. Not the other way around. You don't start with doing percent first. That's mahirap siya. So Scott, how do you think we can introduce percent as painlessly as possible? This one kasi is already grade 5 eh. So if when you were studying this in grade 4, I think the first easy percent would just be di ba? Everything will just be divided by 10.
Oo, mga 50%, so divide by 2. Mga 25, 50, 75, which is divide by 4. Tapos yung mga nandito, 90%, mga 90, 80, 70, take to 10%, divide by 10.
So they will have to teach that first, di ba?
Oo. Actually, sa Singapore math, as we see, no, yung percent, kailangan po nating palitan sa fraction in some sense para ma-drawing natin. Kasi madugo po talaga yung 90%, if we take it literally, means 90 boxes out of 100. Hindi naman po yan yung gusto natin gawin.
more tips, Kat? This one kasi is not, you're right about the hardest part here is the 90% of the adults and 40% of the children are not exactly the same box because there are more adults than children.
So actually yung process natin was we did adults first. Minodel po natin yung adults using the 10 boxes. But we did not go straight to modeling yung 40% of the children.
We did not immediately do 4 boxes out of 10.
Exactly.
That's the thing. That's the hard part. And the question is why? So again.
So yung 90% of the adults, we can choose to draw it however we like. And we chose to draw it na 10 boxes at 9 yung nawala. But hindi po natin alam ilan ba yung children. Gaano bang kalaki dapat yung box ni children relative to adults. In the middle of my solving, I had to redraw kasi medyo mali yung unang proportion ko and I had to update the model. And so, kailangan po nating i-connect yung alam na po natin about the adults to the children using yung 3 times as many children as adults left. Yan po yung anchor natin, no? Kasi yung adults, 1 box left. Now we know 3 times as many children as adults left. Sigurado na po tayo na masasabi natin 3 boxes yung natirang children. And from there, only after we know that, we work backwards para masabi paano ba yung 40%.
So this is one of the questions we're in. Much as we want to, like even ako, kung una natin we're learning this, almost instinctively, I will draw 4 out of 10 boxes. But if I do that, it won't work. So it is actually a good mistake. I will very likely just draw 4 out of 10 boxes, but it doesn't make any sense. Because if you draw 4 out of 10 boxes, okay, when you say 90% of adults, 40% of children, if you do 9 boxes there and 4 boxes here, you are actually assuming that the number of adults and the number of children are the same. You're assuming that the 90% of adults is parang 1 box of the adults is the same as 1 box of the children. Pero it's not. Yan na yung problema. So we can draw the adults, but we're at a loss for the children. Wala kang makonclude. So sa Singapore math, we also saw this in some of the easier questions before. Kung wala kang makonclude dun sa next phrase, you have to go to the next phrase until there is something that you are certain. And tama nga si Scott. The only thing you're certain is there are 3 times children as adults left. So if the adult is 1 box, sure na tayo dyan. The children have to be 3 boxes. So kung 3 boxes ng kids nasa Jollibee pa siya, ibig sabihin, 60% nasa Jollibee pa. Kasi 40% yung umalis eh. And that's when madali na siya. Once you get that insight, then you can get it. Okay, alam natin na 3 boxes nandun pa. Pero ano yung 3 boxes sa percent? Eh kasi nga 40% umalis. So yung 3 boxes, 60%. Kaya yan ng bata kasi that's only subtraction. So now you will say, kung 60%, 3 boxes, madali na siya. 1 box is 20%. Then you are done. Once you get down to the 1 box, wala ka ng problema. But that is the insight. The insight is almost all of us will make the mistake of making 4 out of 10. But we won't get anywhere. It doesn't make, if you do 4 out of 10, you will never get 3 times as many children. Magkakagulo lahat ng boxes natin. So yung 40%, wala tayong gagawin muna dyan. Punta tayo dun sa 3 times as many children and then balik tayo dun sa 40% na gagamitin natin. 40% umalis, ibig sabihin 60% natitira. Subtraction lang yan. So kung 60% natitira, 60% yung 3 boxes. Once you have that, easy na. So this is now percent.
Let's try another question na actually very similar siya. So practice lang po talaga.
Yeah.
Yung umiba lang po yung numbers, no? So let's try this. Question 8. Tristan had 180 more arcade tokens than Raya. At time zone, Tristan used 95% of his tokens and Raya used 25% of her tokens. Afterwards, Raya had 6 times as many tokens as Tristan left. How many tokens did Tristan have at first?
You want to call on someone, Scott? Kaya ba? Or you want to do it?
I can, actually for this one, titinan ko po yung chat box. Magtatanong lang po ako to everyone and yung
Yeah.
chat box kung may sagot po kayo, we'll do it because this is a harder one. So let's do, as usual, Tristan and Raya. Again, si Tristan had 180 more tokens than Raya. So siguro, we know that Tristan, Raya, yung pagitan nila is 180. At this point, no, I actually don't know kung tama ba yung box ni Raya. It could be like this, it could be like this. I don't know. And so I know that's something na kailangan kong i-correct once I have more information. But for now, okay na yung 180. At time zone, Tristan used 95% of his tokens. So ulit, 95% is 95 over 100. But that's not the easiest way to show 95%. So let me ask, no? So just put it in the chat. Ilang box yung dapat i-drawing ko to show 95% in the simplest way? So kanina, yung 90%, we said 90 over 100, we can just use 9 over 10. Ayun, so may sumagot na po sina Armeli, Nora, at si Darius. 19 over 20. So tama, no? 95 over 100, the simplest form, divide by 5 is 19 over 20. Dito pa lang nakikita po natin na medyo mas advanced question na to to convert between 95%, 95 over 100, and 19 over 20. So medyo challenging na po yan. But it's true, we will use 19 over 20. So let me divide si Tristan into 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 20 parts. And yung nagamit niya is 95%. Which is indeed 19 over 20.
Scott, just make it X. It's
yes,
okay. We have
okay.
mahilo sila. Some are X, some are not.
Sure. So there's a chat, no, from Jessa about 10 boxes, cross out 9.5. So actually, tama po tayo na equivalent din yung 9.5 out of 10 to 95 over 100. Pero sa mga bata, medyo madugo yung 9.5 out of 10. Kasi may decimals na rin siya, pati fraction, pati percent. So for simplicity, no, we can use 19 over 20 para wala po tayong mga decimal.
To Miss Jessa, that's actually correct mathematically. But Singapore math normally, gusto kasi ng Singapore math, sana yung isang box is a whole number. So mahirap yung if you're going to take out 9.5 kasi you will have to take out a 0.5 box. So medyo kasi that would be two concepts in one, a decimal inside a fraction. So 9.5 over 10 is usually also not, we don't do it that way. Parang when you have a fraction, it is a whole number over a whole number. So tama siya, Miss Jessa. Kaya natin, kung tayo lang, mga guro, we can actually take out a 9.5 box. Pero sa mga bata, mas klaro yung 95 over 100. Tapos gagawin nilang basic fraction na walang decimal. So mas madali sa mga bata na yung 95 over 100 is the same as 19 over 20. para wala silang decimal sa loob ng fraction. Yan yun. So, good one, but might be difficult for the kids. Go on, Scott.
And alam din po natin na afterwards, Raya had 6 times as many tokens as Tristan. No? And so now we know na yung 1 box ni Tristan na maliit, 6 of those boxes yung natira kay Raya. Right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Left. No? And we did the same thing na tiningnan po muna natin yung 95% ni Tristan. We skipped over yung 25% ni Raya so we can put in yung 6 times as many tokens muna. So nandyan na po siya. Nandyan na po yung at afterwards, Raya had 6 times as many tokens as Tristan left. Ito po siya. And now we know, right, na if Raya had 6 boxes left and she used 25% of her tokens, then 6 boxes is 75% of Raya. So kung 6 boxes ay 75% ni Raya, ano po yung 100% ni Raya?
Wait for the chat, Scott. Wait for the chat.
Ayun. So Darius says, let's see what other
Wait
people
for
say.
the others. Wait for the others.
12. 8. 8. Okay, so paano po to? 75% of Raya is 6 boxes. No? Which means divide by 3 first. 25% of Raya is 2 boxes. And so 25% times 4, 100% of Raya is 8 boxes. So hindi po ito madali, no? We're saying that yung 6 boxes na to is 75% of what? 6 boxes is 75% of something. At yan po yung kailangan natin. And so now we see that yung box natin kay Raya is much too big. So ayusin po natin. To be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, dito po dapat. And this is used. No? So ibig sabihin, una-una, Raya had 8 boxes. She used 25% of those 8 boxes, which is yung 2 boxes over here. At yung natira sa kanya is 6 boxes. And it happens to be 6 times as many tokens as yung naiwan kay Tristan. Here, right? Now we have to adjust yung bracket to show na 180 is all of this. So now all the information is in, no? And so si Tristan has 20 boxes all in all. Si Raya has 8 boxes all in all. Ibig sabihin, yung difference nila, yung 180 na to, will represent how many boxes?
Wait for the chat.
12 boxes. 12. 12. Okay, tama. 12 boxes. The difference between 20 boxes and 8 boxes is 12 boxes. So, 12 boxes. Let me. 12 boxes is 180. And so, one box is 15. How many tokens did Tristan have at first? Ano pong number of boxes yung gusto nating isolve?
I think they're already answering in the chat, Scott. The boxes and then correct.
20, yes. So 20 boxes for Tristan is 15 times 20, 300 tokens.
Very
Okay,
good.
yeah.
Oh, in the chat, I think you get it, but Scott will. Okay, the one that was difficult. The one that was difficult was the 75% of Raya. 6 boxes. Yan, kaya natin. Pero yung tanong ni Scott kanina, kung yung 6 boxes, 75% yan, ano ang 100%? So most of you said it 8. There was one who said 12, which is also a very good answer. The way we will do this na, kung hindi pa rin kaya ng mga estudyante, you will do, kasi percent eh. What you do here is yung percent, gawin ninyong basic fraction. So Scott, I think the way to do it, maybe you have to write it a bit. 75% is the same thing as 75 over 100. Yan na naman tayo. Ganun lagi. Dapat ganun talaga ihasa yung mga bata. Pag hindi nila talaga kaya yung percent, gawin talaga nila over 100. Lagi, that's what it means. Percent just means something over 100. Okay, so that one is easy for kids. But 75 over 100, there is a basic fraction. So that's why I told you that you can only do this if the children know fractions. Okay, so the children, 75 over 100, after lots and lots of practice on fractions, the school year before, they should be able to know that 75 over 100 is 3/4. And once they know it's 3/4, you can now easily get the number of boxes for 100%. Parang kanina, 95% is 95 over 100. 95 over 100 is equal to 19 over 20. Yun. 75%. 75% is 75 over 100, which is the same as 3 over 4. And once you have 3 over 4, madali na kayo. Yung kung alam niyo na 3/4. So 3/4 is 6 boxes. So the whole thing would be 8 boxes. If 3 out of 4 boxes is 6, then what is 4 out of 4 boxes, which is 100%? That's 8. Yung kaninang nice mistake again, when somebody said 12, that would have been, okay, ilan yung percent kung 12? Yung 12 would be kung yung 6 boxes are 50%. Okay, how do we know what 50% is? For the children, 50% is 50 over 100. 50 over 100 is 1 over 2 or 1/2. Okay, so yung kaninang sagot na 12 would be kung yung 6 boxes ay 50%, then yung 100% ay 12. Kasi 1 out of 2. So kung 50%, which is 1, tapos yung 2 is the 100%. So kung 6 boxes, yung 50 times 2 siya, so 12. So yan yun. Pero ito, mas mahirap ng konti. Mas mahirap yung 75% kaysa sa 50%. Mas mahirap yung 3/4 kaysa sa 1/2. So kung 3/4, ito kasi yung tanong dito is 3/4. So kung yung 3 out of the 4, 6 boxes yan, ano yung 4 out of the 4? 8 boxes siya. That's the hard part here. Everything else would be, I think, kuha natin. And the hard part is the percent. Changing the percent to a fraction and working on the fraction. So in the end, fraction pa rin yung kailangan. it's still the ano. What do you think, Scott?
Percent really is the last topic, no? So parang fraction dapat, ratio, and then percent. Because you need yung fraction saka yung ratio na medyo solid before doing mga percent. Because yeah, I agree.
Which means teachers, I did tell you my college students are having problems with percent. Ganyan na lang. Whatever the curriculum says, kung nagtuturo kayo kunwari ng grade 6, tapos yung grade 6, kasi kailangan percent, kuhang-kuha nila yung percent. Pero alam natin, hindi pa nila kuha. So what is the lesson here, teachers? Kahit na ipukpok natin, magalit tayo, umiyak pa tayo, sigawin pa natin, kung hindi talaga nila kaya yung percent, we have to start with fractions. Okay, so teachers, that's the key. So even if the syllabus says you're already at percent, but they're making so many mistakes, it means that it's not, they don't know enough fractions to be able to know percent. So you will have to start with fractions. That's the thing. Okay, so you will not succeed with percent. You're gonna get flunking all the time because they don't understand fractions in the first place. Okay, so percent is just fraction. Percent is just a fraction over 100. Ganun lang. Definition of a percent. Percent would just be what is something over 100. And kung talagang kaya natin nga, pero kasi nga this is done na in grades 5 and grade 6. The real way to draw 95%, the real way, is to draw 100 boxes and shade 95 of them. That's the real way. But that's so tedious that we don't want to do that. That's why no one introduces percent in grade 3. You can't. So you introduce percent if the kids are very good with fractions na, kuhang-kuha na, then you go one step further. So the only way for them to see this, Scott, is to do another question pa rin.
Yeah. Let's try this. This is easy, a bit easier. Okay, percent pa rin tayo. Okay, Iron Man, Black Widow, and Thor had 216 stickers. Iron Man gave 30% of his stickers to Black Widow and 25% to Thor. Afterwards, all the superheroes had the same number of stickers. Who had more stickers at first, Black Widow or Thor, and how many more? So marami po tayong steps. Dahan-dahan lang po tayo. I think we can call.
You want to call?
I think, yeah, pwede.
Yeah. We can call, and then some of you can still do chat. So,
okay.
Anyone?
Teachers who would like to try this?
Teachers, don't solve this muna kasi maraming steps to. Don't solve this on your own first. We'll just be like, remember Ma'am Marilu kanina, how galing she is. So, of course, we won't call on Ma'am Marilu now. We want to give chances to others. Isa-isa lang. So, Ning, can you call on maybe a district or a school na hindi pa sumasagot today?
Okay po. Let's call on someone from, check ko lang po, Itogon, Benguet, Ma'am Miriam. Kaya po na signal nyo, Ma'am Miriam, from Itogon, Benguet. Please unmute po. Do we have anybody else po kung hindi siya maka-unmute? Okay, anyone from Agoo?
And si Melbao. Ningning.
Sige po. Ma'am Melba, please unmute. Ma'am Melba Pasqua. Unmute po, Ma'am Melba. Meron pa pong isang Ma'am Melba Paharillo. Okay, Ma'am Melba? Ayaw po mag-unmute. Anybody from Bacnotan?
Sige na, Bacnotan, because that's Father Nebres' hometown.
O nga.
Gusto ko sabihin sa kanya na may sumagot from his hometown.
Sige po. Si Ma'am Luella Mendoza.
Sige po, ma'am, try po natin. Kasi
Try po natin. Good morning, ma'am.
Hello.
Good morning po.
So ano po, no? Gawa po tayo ng mga models. So ito po, actually, gagawa po tayo ng dalawa, before at saka after. No? So ma'am, tingnan po muna natin yung itong sentence. No? See, all the superheroes had the same number of stickers. Paano po natin siya i-drawing?
So, dun sa after po, sir, magkakaparehas na po yung boxes ng tatlong superheroes.
Okay, so si Iron Man,
Okay,
Black Widow, at saka si Thor, magkapareho na ang boxes nila. So, yun. Okay. Tas ma'am, dito sa sa first sentence,
Yes, sir.
sino ba ang nagbibigay ng mga stickers?
Si Iron Man, sir, so siya po yung pinakamahaba sa kanilang tatlo.
Okay,
Very
so
good.
si Iron Man actually siya muna yung i-drawing natin, no? Mahaba. Okay. Tapos si Black Widow at saka si Thor, hindi pa po natin alam kung ano ba yung mga box nila.
Yes, sir, mas malaki kay Thor compared kay Black Widow po.
Mas malaki, sorry, alin?
Based dun sa mga binigay, sir.
Okay, so actually, alam po natin na siguro mas maliit yung dalawang ito. Pero siya ba yung mas mahaba? Hindi pa po natin alam, no?
Yes, sir. Pero, sige, sir.
Oo. So ito muna, no? Si Iron Man gave 30% of his stickers to Black Widow. So paano
Yes.
ba yun?
So, 30%. 25.
Kung ito muna, si 30%, ano yung pinakamadaling
Yeah, Ma'am Luella, don't
ano
look at 25 muna. 30% muna.
Ano muna natin, sir, kay Iron Man? Hati-hatiin po muna natin yung box po niya into
Okay.
25 into 5 into divided by
Yung 30% muna. Ma'am Luella, 30%. Huwag mong tingnan yung 25 kasi nakakahilo. So kung 30% lang, ano yung pinakamadaling hatian kung 30%?
Ano na lang po, ma'am. Divide po natin muna yung box ni Iron Man into ma'am. Into 20. 25.
30%. 30%. Don't look at 25%. 30% lang.
Sa 30% muna na tayo, ma'am. So, by 10 po, sir? Okay lang po.
Yes.
Tama,
Very
no?
good. Yes. Yan
So,
yung pinakamadali. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay?
But I want to interrupt again. The reason
Yes.
why it's 10 is 30% is equal to, change it to fraction. 30%, diba, Ma'am Luella, is 30 over 100, diba? Pero yung basic fraction niya is, alam natin, 3 over
10, ma'am.
Yes, yan yon. So yan lagi. Para yan ang pinakamabilis. Yan lagi muna. Kaya ginawa nating 10. Yun.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So that's correct, Ma'am Luella.
So yung tatlong box, ibibigay po natin kay Black Widow po.
Okay, so ito muna na. Okay. So yung susunod, Iron Man gave 25% to Thor. 25%.
So, hati-hatiin ulit natin, sir.
Yes, no? So paano tayo nakarating sa ihahati natin?
So, out of 10, hati-hatiin natin ng tigda dalawa in each box po.
Okay. So hindi na po tayo out of 10, out of 20 na po tayo, no?
Tayo, sir.
Okay.
So,
So 25% is?
yung 25% o 5 po, sir, na box.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 box na pumunta kay Thor.
Ang galing, Ma'am Luella, that's correct. But can you explain paano ninyo nalaman na 5 box? Tama yan.
Yung 25, ano po, ma'am, convert it to fraction, ma'am, which is 25 over 100. Then in lowest term, it is 5 over 20 po.
Okay.
Yung lowest, Scott, wait. The lowest term of Ma'am Luella, tama ka. I'm just doing a comment. So you're correct. 25 over 100, the lowest term is really 1/4. But in this particular case, so pwede tayo mag 1/4. Pero in this particular case, kahit na mag 1/4 tayo, gusto natin kasi pantayan yung binigay kay kay Black Widow. So yung kay Black Widow, nakita natin dun sa taas na 30% is 30 over 100 equals 3 over 10, which is 6 over 20. So since parang dun pa tayo kay Iron Man, yung 25 over 100, dapat nating also pantayan na over 20. Kasi yung isa 6 over 20. So ano na over 20? Yung kay Thor. So kung yung 30 over 100 is 6 over 20, then yung 25 over 100 is 5 over 20. That is why, Ma'am Luella, ang bilis ninyo, and tama kayo, nag 5 boxes kayo kaagad. So the point here is, this is one thing higher. I think, Scott, this is even a bit more, kasi it's not just getting the lowest terms. When you get the lowest term,
babalik ka pa sa 20.
Oo. And yung 20, Ma'am Luella, tama yung ginawa ninyo. Nag-20 tayo kasi sinabi mo kanina, hatiin natin yung boxes. Yan yung reason ng 20. Kasi una-una, 10 boxes lang tayo eh. Tapos sinanong ka ni Scott. Tapos sinabi mo, hatian sila. Tama. Nang hinatian sila, yung 10 boxes naging 20. So kung 20 na siya, ang nasa isip na natin, paano natin gagawing over 20 yung 25%? And tama ka rin, Ma'am Luella, ang bilis nga, ang galing ninyo. So yung 25 over 100, which is 25%, is 5 over 20. So that's correct. And I think kuha mo na. Once you're here, this is easier na. So Scott, go on.
Yeah. So, ma'am, no, yung natira kay Iron Man, ilang box na lang dito sa model?
9, sir.
9, no? So itong 9 kay Iron Man. Okay. So paano natin gagamitin yung dinrawing natin dito sa before at ilagay sa after? Yung
give a hint, Scott.
Yung yung 9 ni Iron Man dito, no?
Yes,
Sabi natin, nagbigay siya kay Black Widow, nabigay siya kay Thor, at yung naiwan sa kanya 9. May umiba ba kay Iron Man?
Well, wala, sir.
Wala na, no?
Yes, sir. So, ilagay po natin yung 9 boxes doon sa after po kay Iron Man.
Okay.
Yes, that's correct. Yan. Kopya lang natin sa after. Yeah.
And then, ilang box dito sa after sina Black Widow at saka si Thor?
Harder, Scott, isa-isa.
9 silang lahat, sir.
9 silang lahat. Yun.
Wow. Galing, ha? Yep.
Okay.
Of course. Because they're the same. They have the same number of stickers. So, yes.
Okay. So, alam natin na kung titingnan natin yung before, nagbigay si Iron Man ng 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes, no? Kay Black Widow. So ilan ba yung boxes niya sa una-una?
3 boxes.
3 boxes, no?
Yes, very
So,
good. Very
ito
good.
yung binigay ni Iron Man. Ito yung kay Black Widow sa una-una, no? 3 at saka 6. Tapos si Thor, binigyan ni Iron Man ng 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So sa una-una, ilan yung kay Thor?
4 po,
May
sir.
4.
4, no?
Good.
Thor. So ito, parang regalo.
Regalo mo.
Okay.
Iron Man.
Scott, just put Iron Man. Just put Iron Man. Just put Iron Man.
Iron Man. Okay. So, I don't know. So now, Iron Man, Black Widow, and Thor had 216 stickers. Paano po natin yan ilalagay sa model?
So lahat po, sir, 216. So yung 206 ay so 9 boxes in each superhero. So 268.
Correct. Ilang boxes?
Doon sa isang superhero, sir, one superhero is equivalent. 216 is equivalent to 3 superheroes. So there, one superhero is equivalent to 72 po.
Okay.
Wow.
So, yung ilang boxes pa sila?
9 po, sir. Yung isa,
9.
sir.
Yung isa 9. So sabihin natin 216 3 superheroes, no?
Oh, 3
So
superheroes.
kung one superhero divide by 3 muna,
Yes, sir.
maabot po tayo sa 72. Okay?
Tapos yung isang superhero, 9 boxes po. Which is equivalent to 72. So 1 box is equivalent to 8 po.
Okay.
Very good.
So doon makikita na po natin na si Black Widow, so meron siya 3 box. So 3 times 8 is 24.
Okay. So 3 boxes ni Black Widow is 24.
At saka kay Thor, 4 po yung box niya. 32 po.
32. Okay. So, sino yung may mas maraming stickers sa una-una?
O si Thor po.
At yung how many more is?
8 po.
Ayun. Tama.
Very good.
Thank you.
Natutuwa si Father Ben. Very good. Very good. You want to summarize this, Scott? Or
Yeah, I'm about to.
Several people are doing chat correctly, I think.
Yes. So actually, no. Let's summarize. This is the first time na nakikita natin na dalawang model. We have a model for before, we have a model for after. Kasi kung isang model lang, sobrang madugo siya. Dun sa after, yung pinaka-importanting information is all the superheroes had the same number of stickers. No? Pero dun sa una-una, hindi pa natin alam kung paano natin ihahati yung mga bar nila into 9. No? So that's hindi pa natin alam. Except that lahat ng bar, pantay sila. Dun sa before, yung minomodel natin ay yung pagbigay ni Iron Man ng stickers kay Black Widow at saka kay Thor at kung ilan ba yung natira sa kanya pagkatapos. No? At doon pumasok yung 30% of the stickers to Black Widow, kaya tayo nag 3/10 doon sa una. Pero yung ikalawang percent, 25% to Thor, 1/4 siya. At yung 1/4 hindi siya kasya sa over 10, kaya po tayo nag-over 20. Hinati po ni ma'am yung mga boxes sa dalawa para makaka-over 20. Tapos nakita natin na yung 30% of 20 boxes is 6, Kaya 6 yung boxes na binigay niya kay Black Widow. At 25% nung 20 boxes is 5. Kaya 5 yung binigay niya kay Thor. At 9 na lang yung naiwan kay Iron Man. Hindi na siya nagbigay ng mga stickers, no? Ibig sabihin, yung 9 boxes ni Iron Man, sabi nga ni Ma'am, yan din yung number of boxes dito sa after. Kaya alam na natin na ihahati natin yung mga bars sa after into 9. At lahat sila 9 kasi nga lahat ng superheroes had the same number of stickers. At doon na natin nakita na kung 6 yung binigay ni Iron Man kay Black Widow, 3 box lang yung nasa kanya sa una. Kung nagbigay si Iron Man ng 5 boxes kay Thor, ibig sabihin 4 boxes lang yung nasa kanya at the start. At actually, no? So, kinompute ni Ma'am na 3 boxes ni Black Widow is 24. 4 boxes ni Thor is 32. At 32 minus 24 equals 8. Makikita din po natin dito sa model mismo na si Thor, yung sobra niya kay Black Widow, 1 box. At alam na po natin na yung 1 box is 8. So 2 ways of getting to the answer. And pareho naman, tama naman po silang dalawa. So complex na to, no? Dalawa po yung model natin. May mga percent na magkaibang denominator kapag finraction natin. It's not easy. So congratulations, ma'am. No?
Scott, do you think we have time for one? You can just choose one more question for the very last question.
Yeah, let's just do ito.
Question 9.
Let's do question 10.
10, yeah.
Yes.
10?
Yeah.
Ina.
Okay, last question.
Please.
Ratio. In the beginning, Anne had half as many stamps as Beth, and Beth had as many stamps as Connie. So same number, sina Beth at Connie. After Connie bought a total of 24 stamps from Anne and Beth, the ratio of the number of their stamps became 2:5:8. Anne, Beth, and Connie. How many stamps did Beth have at the end? So magtatawag po tayo at ulit before and after po. Before and after.
Or Scott, maybe leave them na lang.
Sure.
Leave them na lang because this is a ratio of 3 eh.
That's true, huh? Okay. So let's try.
And monitor the answers on chat. So don't give the answer, but just ask them the questions and we will proceed if many of them gave the correct answer.
Okay. So before and after Anne, Beth, and Connie. Anne, Beth, and Connie. No? So in the beginning, Anne had half as many stamps as Beth. Paano ba yung box na yan? Half as many stamps as Beth. Ilan kay Anne at ilan kay Beth?
For the chat, guys, just put it on chat. How many boxes for Anne and how many boxes for Beth? Ano yung pinakamadali? Kung Anne had half as many stamps as Beth. So we're monitoring. Anyone on chat? Guys, please do not solve this yet. Just let's do this together. This is the last question. So good. Scott, good. They're answering.
Okay.
Correct.
1 box Anne, 2 for Beth. Tama, no?
Very good. That's
so 1 box for Anne, 2 boxes for Beth. And then kay Connie, I also see the answer na same number of stamps as Beth. So 2 boxes din siya. Okay. And then sa after naman tayo. So okay na yung first sentence. After Connie bought a total of 24 stamps from Anne and Beth. Mahirap to, no? Kasi hindi natin alam ilan yung nanggaling kay Ann, ilan yung nanggaling kay Beth. Alam lang natin na 24 stamps all in all yung binili niya kay Ann at saka kay Beth. So we skip it first and we model yung 2:5:8. And I'll just
Them on
ask
chat.
also, ilan box kay Ann, ilan kay Beth, ilan kay Connie?
What's
Dun
the
sa
easiest?
after.
2:5:8. So, just on chat. Madali to, teachers. Don't think too hard. How many for Anne? How many for Beth? How many for Connie? Do you need to give hints? Scott, no, di ba?
No?
No. Teachers, don't be scared. The instinctive thing, yes. Yes. We're getting na yes. Scott?
Okay.
Yep.
Yes, no? So 2 kay Ann, 5 kay Beth, and 8 for Connie.
Yep.
Is exactly 2 for Ann, 5 for Beth, 8 for Connie. Okay.
Of course, the size of the boxes, Scott, you have to say that.
Actually, let me just fix the second one. Yeah. Okay. So Connie bought 24 stamps from Ann and Beth. So kaninong stamps yung kumonte at kanino yung dumarami?
Maybe I'll say first that, Scott, the before and after, the boxes are not the same size. That's something that's important.
Oh, sure. Right.
So I think that's the reason why many of the teachers were hesitating. Okay, so teachers, definitely, the boxes of the before and the after are not necessarily the same size. We just don't know. Okay, it's just that ano nga, wala kasi tayong magawa dun sa 24 eh. So we have to draw the 2:5:8. Pero yung boxes ng yung each box ng before saka yung each box ng after, hindi siya pareho. Okay,
Actually,
so,
let's fix that now, no?
Yeah.
We should address that. So, yung sa before, dun sa before, ilang box yung total stamps ni na Ann, Beth at Connie? Dito sa before.
Chat, how many total boxes do the 3 girls have? 4. Yep,
Yes, no? So 5 na malaking box.
5 big boxes.
Dito naman sa after, ilang maliliit na box yung total stamps ni na Ann, Beth at Connie?
Yes.
Yes, no? 15 small boxes. So paano po yung paghati natin dito sa before?
Yan na.
Yung
So you have
isang
to make the
malaking
box.
box, ilang maliliit na box, tigilan.
I
Okay.
think doing each, correct?
Yes, correct. Ibig sabihin, 5 boxes dito sa before, 15 boxes after. Divide each of the before by 3.
Yan na, kuha na.
Okay?
1.
So ngayon, no, we can just verify na tama yung nangyari. Yung kay Ann, dati ay 3 boxes, ngayon ay 2 boxes. Si Beth, dati ay 6 boxes, ngayon ay 5 boxes. At saka si Connie, dati ay 6 boxes, ngayon ay 8 boxes. No? So actually, kitang-kita, yung isang box ni Ann, pumunta kay Connie. Yung isang box ni Beth, pumunta rin kay Connie. Kaya, yung isang box ni Ann na wala, yung isang box ni Beth na wala, Si Connie, dalawa yung bagong
Nakuha.
box niya nakuha. Okay.
Alam na ng mga teachers.
So alam na na
Superstar na. Galing-galing. Tama na lahat yung chat eh. But let's just go on. For
so
the benefit of the Facebook people.
Connie bought a total of 24 stamps from Anne and Beth. Ilang box na maliit? So ngayon, lahat ng box pareho na, no? Ilang box yung 24 stamps?
I think they're teachers.
Yun, no? So 24 stamps is 2 boxes. At tama na po kayo. Sina-chat na rin ninyo. 1 box is 12 stamps. And so, how many stamps did Beth have in the end? Ilang box yung gusto natin? Beth in the end. So actually, wala dapat.
Tama na rin yung mga sagot.
Tama na. 5 boxes, which is 60 stamps. Yan. Okay.
Good.
Good.
Very good. That's the last question. And you guys got it. Very good. Ning and Ma'am Nene, I think we concluded, and we concluded it on a very high note. The teachers were happily answering correctly in the boxes, in the chat. I hope in Facebook, ano rin, I don't know kung sino nagmo-monitor. I hope sa Facebook nakukuha rin nila to. Kasi sa
Yes
Zoom
po.
dito, mas good. Tama yung ano. So that's it. Thank you.
Yun po, palakpakan po natin ng sobrang lakas ang ating mga speakers, Doc Ina and Scott. I'd like to thank Doc Ina and Scott for joining us for 3 Saturdays. Grabe, you sacrificed a lot of your time para po sa mga teachers natin. Siguro po before we end, tawagin ko lang po si Ma'am Nene. Maybe you have a message for them?
I find the words, no? They're so patient, so encouraging, so inspiring, and so bright. So how do you put thank you for all those values and characteristics? We can only say, sige ma'am, we will try our best, and our best is always influenced and caused by Ma'am Quina and Scott. Thank you very, very much po.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Salamat
Thank
po.
you, Ma'am Nene.
Thank you. And I would also like to thank po the Synergia who are here with us kahit Saturday. Siyempre si Sir Dindo, si Cap Ed, si Adrian, Jessica, and Editor. Sila po yung nakamonitor naman sa Facebook. Salamat po. And biggest thanks po talaga sa lahat ng teachers who came. Kami po ay makikipag-coordinate sa mga LGU nyo para dun sa mga nakakumpleto ng 3 session, makaka-receive po kayo ng certificate galing sa Synergia. So, pakisubmit lang po mga pangalan nyo at proof siguro po sa inyong mga school heads. Sila na po ang magko-consolidate ng listahan sa amin ng listahan po ng mga makaka-receive. So, yun lang po. Marami pong salamat. Kung may mga tanong po kayo, nasa Synergia Foundation lang po kami na Facebook page. Pwede kayong mag-chat sa amin. Pwede kayong mag-text sa akin kung alam niyo po ang number ko. So, ganun lang po. Wag po kayong magugulat. Magtatanong kami sa inyo one of these days to see how you're doing dito po sa pagtuturo ng math using the new techniques. Yan po ang gustong-gusto naming malaman sana kung malaki po ang napakinabangan ninyo at ng mga estudyante po ninyo. So, magtatanong po kami sa inyo ha, so huwag kayong magugulat. Gusto lang namin makita paano pa namin kayo matutulungan. So, wala na po akong ibang sasabihin kundi have a good lunch. Maraming salamat ulit po kay Doc Quina at kay Scott. It's been such an honor to meet you, and to Scott, I can't believe how much you are so much like your mom. Both very humble and very smart.
Wapo
Grabe.
rin daw siya, kamukha ng dad niya.
Opo, kamukha ng dad niya. Yun na nga po.
Dr.
Isa lang.
Dr. Quina, tutuwa lang po ako kasi hanggang sa Panglima Tahil tsaka Omar Sulu, nakarating po tayo sa Visayas as usual, yung Iloilo City sa Oton, and okay, magugulat, we reached 167,311.
What?
Galing.
Record break.
167,000?
Yes,
Wow!
Doc Quina.
Gosh!
Ang galing.
Maraming salamat, Scott and Doc Quina.
Maraming salamat
Maraming
din,
salamat
Dindo.
Dindo. Yeah.
Opo. And Doc Quina and Scott, siguro po hindi pa kami titigil dito kasi ang Facebook Live naman na recording nandyan lang. So we will continue to spread it, especially those who missed this. So itutuloy lang po namin ang pag-spread. Sila na po ang bahalang gumamit kasi they just watch it and they can get it na. Pwede silang mag-workshop on their own po. And
Yeah.
any questions, email po kami sa inyo ha, Doc Quina and Scott. Thank you po.
Sure.
Salamat.
Tell them to watch the sessions in order. They have to do
Yes,
session
yes.
1 first, di ba?
Yes, Doc
Kasi baka
Quina.
magulat sila kung session 3 kaagad di ba?
Opo, yeah, that's really what we tell them all the time po. They cannot do it na mauuna yung first, tapos second, tapos third. Opo, para masaya.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you po.
It's
Salamat
so great.
po.
3 Saturday mornings with you, Dr. Nene, Dindo, and of course, the 100,000+ teachers who are watching.
167, 311.
Wow. Wow. My God. Okay. Salamat, teachers. And the best way you can repay us is to study the hardest and to teach the kids to the best of your ability. That's the best way. So, mabuhay ang Pilipinas, mabuhay tayong lahat.
Ma'am Quina, last na lang. May hirit pa. Sana daw may part 2.
Meron din ako nakuhang we will talk about this one in the Scott and my schedule's bad in the next few months, but maybe we can do a part 2 with the questions that we did not finish today and go a little bit into more of the algebra questions. Baka kasi maybe. So we will talk it over with Ma'am Nene, with you, Dindo, and Ningning. Salamat, teachers. Thank you.
Salamat po.
Thank you, Facebook fans.
Teachers, mag-practice po kayo ha. Paulit-ulit hanggang sobrang perfect nyo na bago nyo po i-share sa mga bata. Practice.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you again, and God bless us all. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you po, Dr.
Thank
Quina.
you po.
Thank you po, Sir Dindo, everybody. Scott, thank you.